We're back at it again, cinema fans, with another episode of Cinema Fans Podcast. Today's episode, we're going to discuss Spider-Man Showdown, Who Wins. We're going to go through best movies, accurate Spider-Man, best villains, and death battle. Or we can just go with whatever. Basically, the discussion is comparing Andrew, Toby, and Tom, who is the best Spider-Man on every avenue, from accuracy to villains to fights to all that. So which is the best Spider-Man compared to all three? Now, we can bring in Miles and other iterations and, movies and whatnot, but this is solely between Andrew, Toby, and Tom. Who is the best Spider-Man? So, invites are open. We can discuss this. We can go crazy. We can talk about who's the best Spider-Man, who wins the fight, who has the best movies, accurate Spider-Man, best villains. Let's go crazy. Let's go nuts. Let's get nuts, as Michael Keaton would say. So let's go crazy, bro. Invites are open. Invites are open. We got one right now. Hold on. Welcome.
Hey man, what's going on?
So, which is
So,
the best Spider-Man?
yeah. Well, actually, all three are actually the best Spider-Man because all three are accurate to how Spider-Man really is in the comics. And it's just three sides of Spider-Man, and all sides of Spider-Man plus Miles and the '90s Spider-Man is literally how Spider-Man really is because he's not just one dimensional. So, in terms of it's just because the comics portray Spider-Man in each of these islands, Andrews and Toby's.
Right.
So that's why, you know.
Yeah. Before we go any
So
further, invites are open. So if anybody wants to discuss this, please send an invite and join the live. But yeah, go continue.
so it's really based upon which Spider-Man you like. I mean, do you like Toby's portrayal? Do you like Andrew's? Do you like Tom's portrayal of Spider-Man? And
Right.
in the same vein, they're also all three together the versions of Peter Parker. Like it's just which version of Peter Parker do you like? Just like in the comics, multiple comic people wrote Peter Parker differently, and we see that played out with the multiple movies of Spider-Man we've seen of all his personalities.
Now, are we talking accuracy based on the Golden Age Spider-Man comics, or are we talking modern?
Both actually, like each Spider-Man pulled from different materials of all the Spider-Man comics. So you'll see the Golden Age see bits of Golden Age in Toby. You'll see bits of modern in Tom Spider-Man. And so they just pull from all because we have so movies, we can look and see which Spider-Man correlate to the comic Spider-Man the most accurately.
Yeah.
You feel me?
I feel you. We
Yeah.
can bring in Miles into the discussion too, but I'm just going off of
So,
live action to the Kyle that commented. But go ahead, Marvel.
oh yeah, yeah. And
Okay.
yeah, go ahead, Marvel.
So, listening to what you said, I would definitely agree. I do agree with you on all Toby, Tom, and Andrew all had traits of Spider-Man, but I would disagree when I would say that they're all comic accurate because when it came to Toby Maguire. Now, granted, I do think Tobey Maguire was like, if in terms of being a Peter Parker, I think he was the best Peter Parker. I think Toby was a more comic accurate Peter Parker, going back to the '90s. We can even go to the '90s show and the '90s comics with
That's fair.
the
That's
Clone
fair.
Saga happened. I definitely think that Tobey Maguire was the best Peter Parker. When it comes to Spider-Man, I just didn't really get. Well, me grow. Well, oh no, I'm grown. I'm like growing up now, watching the movies. I don't really get Spider-Man from Toby. It's like he wasn't really Spider-Man to me. He was just, I don't know, just like some dude dressed up as Spider-Man. I do think he was a good Peter Parker, but I don't think he was a good Spider-Man. And then this
Well,
would like
okay.
this is where. And then when I go to Andrew, I would say Andrew wasn't. I don't see him as a Peter Parker. I see him more. I don't think he was a good Peter Parker, but I think he was a good Spider Man. And if we want to talk about Tom Holland, I look at Tom Holland as Ultimate Spider Man.
Okay, okay. Oh,
Okay,
Spider-Man.
hold on. Okay. So if we're talking ultimate, are we talking about ultimate Peter Parker or ultimate Miles? Because you can make the argument that Tom Holland takes more of the Miles ultimate angle
Mhm.
than the
Yeah,
original ultimate Peter.
I
I do.
agree.
I do
Right,
actually. I
right,
kind of agree with that. Yeah, I agree.
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Because
You
the
got
thing was,
Genki. Look at
they
Genki, bro. Yeah.
it was weird because like they couldn't just they took all of Miles's traits and gave it to Peter, and I'm
Facts.
like y'all could have just done another Peter without going to Miles,
So
you
if we're
know?
going forward into the MCU, when they bring Miles into the MCU, how they're going to tell his story if they already have given Tom pretty much his. I mean, it's not to the bone, like to the T accuracy,
Yeah,
but when it comes to like I don't know, having that partner in crime, partner like having that guy in the chair, essentially having Genki. It'd be kind of weird to have a second Genki when we had Ned in the MCU as well.
Well,
exactly. I do agree.
I think the way you could do it is literally just take a page of Into the Spider Verse and how Into Spider Verse and Across Spider Verse has Miles, but they don't have Ned per se. So you could do Miles, just
All
give
right.
him
What's up?
literally
Oh,
a little more like the Spider Verse Miles Morales.
Yeah. Well, do
mm-hmm.
we want to include the Spider Verse into this discussion too?
Well,
He could,
I think.
but who from the Spider
I
Verse to
think as of
include?
right now, I think we should just talk about the main three live action ones right now, and then once you get through all the categories that you have listed, then we can start adding in Miles and the Spider Verse stuff.
And since we're doing I'm going by categories. Okay, from everyone that's in this live, which has the best movie? So you can we now technically Andrew only doesn't have three,
Yeah,
um,
sure.
but give me your who has the best films when it comes to trilogies or whatnot from different Spider-Man.
okay. I'll take first crack at it. That really,
Yeah,
literally,
the Raimi movies.
I
Yeah.
think. Okay. Um, I think it really is just a matter of taste. What do you feel connected? Which Spider-Man movie are connected to you the most? Do you feel most connected to Toby's movies? Then Toby's your favorite. If you feel connected to Andrew's movies, Andrew's your favorite. You feel connected to Tom's movies, Tom's your favorite. So it really is a matter of who you connected to the most.
Yeah, I'm most connected to Toby because I grew up on his movies, honestly.
Right.
What do you think, Marvel?
Um, Me personally, I grew up with Tobey Maguire. He's my favorite Spider Man. I don't think he's the best, but like when it comes down to all the movies, I would definitely just have to give it to Toby. Like Toby's movies did something that the other two actors' movies did not do.
Like,
What they did not do for you, right? They did not do for you. It's
Yeah.
always personal.
Yeah.
As a
yeah,
collectively, and always like all of us in the panel, we all have our favorite Spider-Man movies. Even I grew up with Toby too, and Spider-Man Two was like when Spider-Man Two dropped, this was incredible, right?
yeah,
And so the thing with Tom Holland, I've never felt really. I think because I'm older and I've had both and Toby, I was like, well, this Spider Man is for this generation, their Spider Man, and it's just like the whole Batman thing. Everybody got their favorite Batman of their generation. I grew up, of course, with Keaton, and so on and so forth, and people who they love. And what's great is they can go back and rediscover what made other Spider-Man great as well.
Yeah. So
excellent point.
go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I was
Thank
going to
you.
interrupt you.
Oh no. Well, my thing with the best movies thing, and I guess this goes to the accurate Spider-Man. I guess let's move into accurate Spider-Man because I feel like that's more of a discussion there because best movies this can be a personal bias thing.
Yeah.
Personally, I agree. I think when it comes to best movies, I think Toby's trilogy had the most impact compared to Andrew and Tom. Not to take that away from the other two, because they all have their own little special thing to them. I think when it comes down to the chemistry between the love interest, I think Andrew takes that more than Tom and Toby, in my personal
Oh
opinion.
yeah. Oh
I
oh
agree.
yeah. Oh
When it
yeah.
comes
Agree with
to
that one. Oof.
villains, um, I say when it comes to character development and compelling stories, Toby's takes the win. But when it comes to like action, fighting, more accurate to the comics, I'm going to lean towards Andrew. But that's a mix between, again, with Ultimate and the original 616 as well. If you look at Lizard and Electro, and we're not going to even discuss Green Goblin. We'll get to the best
Look,
villains category in a second.
look,
You know
Green
what?
Goblin is a whole different category into himself. Like like
Yeah.
Yeah, that
like
was bad.
Yeah.
look, well, Green Goblin. I think out of all the villains in all the Spider-Man movies, like I think he's a top villain because especially in No Way Home, the way he just slipped right back into being Green Goblin, like William Dafoe, whew,
Yeah.
that man deserves all the
I
flowers.
think I think
Yeah.
he's the main one. I mean, as far as heavy hitters and philosophically, and they brought him back because again, he's yeah, Willem Dafoe. He is Green Goblin in my opinion.
Yeah, he is.
Right,
Facts.
Willem Dafoe
right.
I agree.
absolutely killed it in Spider-Man 1 and No Way Home as well.
Whew.
I think the only villain that didn't really slip back into his character in Spider-Man No Way Home, I would probably say Electro. It just felt like more
You know,
Jamie Foxx than the Electro.
you know
Yeah,
what? I
Electro
felt
was
that too.
mostly
Exactly.
just a chill guy who got into an unfortunate accident rather than the
Yeah.
actual villain in the comics, which is okay for the movie, but it's like we're going for a comic book adaptation here and accuracy, really.
All right,
Well,
let's
Yeah.
go
And
actually,
I
you
will
know what?
always say,
Go ahead.
let's go into accuracy then, because I think that's the most discussed here is the accuracy. We'll
Now,
go
all right.
into depth
can I
about
tell
it.
you something?
Go ahead.
I'm actually okay without it being 100% accurate, but more just along the spirit of it,
Mm,
you know? Because when it comes to movies, unless you do like a 8-part miniseries, it's going to be hard to get all the nuances comic accurately of any superhero because
You're correct.
it's so much history in the comics. You only got 2 hours, maybe hour 45 minutes to get your superhero guy comic accurate as possible. When it's like that's that's not a lot of time,
right.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah, it makes sense.
I 100% agree with that, bro. That was well said.
Mm,
Thank
Facts.
you, and that's how I feel when it comes to even book adaptations of movies. Like, per example, is Harry Potter. It's not a one-to-one translation. It's just the core parts of and the spirit of it translate. No, it will not. We would be 100% accurate. Oh hell no! No movie
And
is ever 100% comic book accurate.
you know
None
what?
ever.
No,
That was a great
I
example,
agree with that one of
actually,
them.
because I've read
Now I
the
get
Harry
what you're
Potter
saying.
books and I know what you're talking about.
yeah.
Right,
I,
right. And I'm a Potterhead, man. Ravenclaw
Percy
for real.
Jackson and the Lightning Thief too.
Yep,
Oh,
I've seen that
very
I'm
too.
not.
underrated.
I've been reading the
Gotta
Percy
say, I
Jackson
gotta
books. They're
say
all amazing, by the
the
way.
Sin City was Sin.
Whew.
Oh,
Sin
don't get
City
me
was.
started
You
with
see,
Sin.
Frank Miller had a hand with Sin City, so I think that's where a lot of the accuracy too.
For accuracy, I
I
think
will
we
say
can.
Sin City is the most comic accurate movie.
Okay, I can go with that.
Oh, I have not had the pleasure of watching Sin City, but when y'all talking,
Please
it
do,
must be good.
It's fire.
Oh,
please do, sir.
it's
Please go watch
It's
Sin
do
City.
good.
You will
do
love it.
yourself a favor and
It's
watch Sin
comic
City.
accurate.
You know what? I
Hmm.
can sit down with some cheeses and a Sprite and just watch Sin City.
Okay, so there's two. There's two, but the first one's the best in my personal opinion. The second one, but
Facts.
that's because I believe what was the second one called? It's based off the second book of Sin City.
A Dame to Kill For.
Yeah,
I think A Dame to Kill For.
yeah, but yeah. That was the first one was great though. The first one was great.
So yeah,
So are we still on accuracy?
Yeah, go ahead.
yeah. I actually, you know what? I actually think if you just combine every Spider-Man movie live action, that's you will get as close to comic accuracy as you can get.
Okay, so if let's do it this way then, because there's so many there's so much lore when it comes to Spider-Man. You
Right.
can take from the 60s, the 70s, 80s. Every decade is a different era for Spider-Man. And then we have the Ultimates, which is a whole nother thing. And so I would say Andrew is more. But here's the thing: people keep mistaking is that because people think that Peter was kind of like Toby in the comics, which isn't. It may be halfway true, but not all the way true because he had a little bit of that coolness too, like Andrew had a little bit. And I think that's where Tom fits into both categories there because if you actually go back and read some of the Steve Ditko and John Romita stuff, it's a lot of every time he got into a whole back. That's one of the things I loved about the earlier runs is that the whole back and forth between him and Flash. That it's hilarious. Even though the dialogue is so dated, it's so dated, but the back and forth was hilarious. But
Yeah.
I would have to say,
Yeah.
I would have to say it depends. It depends on the era for Peter, because I agree with you. I feel like there was some eras where Peter Parker had that coolness, and then there was eras where he was just like a straight geek and a straight nerd.
then you had the
Now,
recent era where he's
go-
just somewhere else.
Yeah, he's like he's
okay,
not a nerd no more.
And I think the tone of the three live action films speak volume too, because Toby's films, Andrew's and Tom's, they all have different tones. I mean, for me, Andrew's tone fits more of the mysterious, self-discovery of my parents, and I thought that was very, very different, and like the way they
Facts.
put that to life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
that's
would
a
have
little
to
bit
say
of what
another.
And what I got
Oh,
the 80s
from
and 90s.
Toby movies was that they were like Mister. They were getting the mystique of Spider-Man, like the allure of him, really,
Mm-hmm.
and how different he is from Peter, essentially.
I
can
would
I
I
say.
tell
would
you
say
for
Go ahead.
oh,
Go ahead.
I would say for Andrew Spider-Man, right? Actually, his Peter Parker, I think, was criminally underrated because in the comics, he has major riz, and I think Andrew fit that part of Peter perfectly.
Oh, he had
I,
Riz.
I would
Peter had Riz, bro. I, I
I
I'm
would
I get jealous reading that crap, bro. It was
Look,
Betty. It has Betty, and then Liz, and then it was Gwen. They had that whole back and forth, and then we all know how that ended. And then he had MJ, Black Cat. It goes on
right.
and on.
And I think
I would
Andrew
say
had the best riz. Andrew's Peter had the best riz out of all the Peters. I feel.
Yeah.
I would say if we're going to talking about accurate Spider-Man, if we're talking about a comic accurate, like specifically Spider-Man, I would definitely have to give it to Andrew. That man, Andrew, bro, that man killed it as Spider-Man, but he put his heart and his soul into that role as playing Spider-Man. He
He
was
did.
definitely, in my opinion, I definitely would say he's the most comic accurate.
You know what?
Well,
I actually agree with that. The
here's the
only
question.
reason that Andrew didn't get a third movie was because people wasn't really rocking with Chasm as a whole.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, which
I don't know
comic?
why, because
I don't
why?
know,
Let me ask
but
you a question.
people will sleep on it. He didn't get a third.
Right. Let me ask you a
Facts.
question. Which
Wait, you
comic
slept with this man?
accuracy?
He's good. And
Go
he
ahead.
wanted
Which comic
to
accurate
do
Spider-Man
Chasm
was it?
3 for a very long time.
Right. Go ahead. Wakanda.
Which comic accurate Spider-Man was Andrew? In your opinion, like which comic man was like, oh yeah, this is which comic can you point someone to? This is what the Spider-Man in this comic and Andrew are to a T.
The
It.
90s and 2000s.
Yes, I agree. I
Okay.
agree. 100%.
Okay. I can go with that. That's fair.
I was about the same thing. Yeah.
And I think that's probably why in No Way Home we saw Andrew come out as Spider-Man and Toby come out as Peter.
Wait, what do you mean
Oh,
by
I
that?
didn't even notice that. Bro, I did
Mm-hmm.
not even,
Wait,
bro, I was not
Go
thinking
back.
about that.
hold
Bring
on.
that back. What you thought? What did you say? Bring that back.
He's right.
And in Far From Home, in Far From Home,
Yeah.
when they both Peters come out, Andrew comes out as Spider-Man, and Toby comes out as Peter Parker.
I did not even
Oh, I
notice that.
see
I did
what
not
you
think
did
about
I
that.
there.
think that
I
I
speaks
see
didn't
what
to
see.
you did
I
to
thought
the
it was just a subtle
backstories, you
detail.
know.
No, I was actually. It was actually a hidden thing.
Mhm.
Thank you for pointing
Yeah,
that out.
yeah.
I think that
Oh,
speaks to the
sure. Oh,
backstories, you know, because Andrew, he
oh.
was like, I mean, I stopped pulling my punches. For all we know, he could be obsessed with what he is trying to do, and with Toby, he's more relaxed. He finally has a balance. He's with MJ.
Mm-hmm.
I do think
Mm-hmm.
that speaks to their characters
Yeah,
intentionally with that.
No,
and
you know
the
what? I
MCU
really
is
would agree
very
with that. I would
yeah.
agree with that because you know how Toby. Oh my bad, I cut you off. My bad.
No. Go ahead.
Oh, and I would say I would agree with that because you know how the end of Spider-Man 3, you know, he gets his ending, and I feel like I really got that, you know, in No Way Home because we see him, you know, hiding his suit under his clothes, like you know he's
Mhm.
ready, but you know he's not, you know, always, you know, just trying to be Spider-Man. Yeah, so I would definitely agree with that.
See, I kind
And
of
I
miss
tell you,
Spider-Man, to be honest with you.
my favorite is right before the battle, and they're on the scaffold, and they're just talking it up about their experiences.
Did you see
Yeah,
I
and
the
Toby
love
said
that.
no, Andrew wanted to go to space.
Did you see the extended cut?
What? No, I did
No,
not see
no,
that.
no.
Yo, there's so much dialogue in the extended cut. It's so good. It's so good. It's
I
so
got to see it
Okay.
then.
yeah.
Here's the thing. I wonder.
It's
What
on
I wonder
Disney
is why didn't they just have the extended cut be the main cut?
because there's it's not really much. I mean, there's additional scene with Daredevil and that whole scene where they go to the high school and everyone knows that Peter's Spider-Man. So, but there was extended time spent in high, like I would say about 15 minutes. It took a majority of the time of the film in high school, and they actually there was so much they cut half of that and put it as the post-credit scene because y'all remember the original theatrical version had the Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness trailer, and
Yep.
but in the extended cut they showed more of the high school thing. It's basically remember the TikTok J. Jonah Jameson thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So you had Felicia interviewing all the everyone how they feel about knowing Peter Spider-Man. It's the same thing pretty much.
now hold up. Now,
Oh.
who would not want to enjoy that? Like, if they put that in originally, one would be like, "Oh God, they should have cut this out." No, it's all three Spider-Men on. People want. Come on, who would not enjoy that?
You know, also there was supposed to be a fight between Toby Spider-Man and Green Goblin, but it got scrapped.
Yeah, I remember that. I saw there was art
Mhm.
for it, and I think they did shoot it, but they never did anything else to it.
They should have
Besides,
left that in there. I ain't gonna lie.
yeah, that would have been dope. But I mean, I'm glad they gave us the whole
Facts.
Andrew saving MJ thing. That I think that
One,
definitely brought
That
closure
I
there.
love that
yeah.
scene because it's like redemption for him. Like it's like he
Yeah,
has like he's finally like he was able to do something that he wasn't able to do like long ago. Like being able to do that fight for him was such a big thing and so much emotion in that one scene.
Well, I want y'all to pay. I
He
want y'all
did
to
it
remember. I
because he
want.
didn't want the other Spider-Man to go through what he did. Saved him from the grief he experienced and let him keep his morality.
Okay, so I want you to remember No Way Home and the fights between that because when we get to Death Battle, that's when it's going to be interesting. Because there a lot of people pull for that from that whole sequence and seeing all that. You know.
One more
Well, I
thing.
can't wait for the death battle.
One last question about
Oh yeah, that battle's gonna be
that's why I'm gonna
interesting.
be.
We're, we're gonna see who's the goons and who's the logical people.
Oh, I get logical. I get logical, bro. I got logical with someone the other day about. I think Marvel, you saw it where we were
Yep.
discussing the whole Doc Ock and Spider-Man scene in Spider-Man 2 when they're at the
Yep.
bank, and everyone says that Spider-Man won that fight, but no, Doc Ock did not win that fight because at the end, Doc basically flings a car door at Spider-Man. He just and he then he takes MJ, not MJ. Aunt May and then dips. and then that whole
Exactly.
sequence happened.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
much.
But before we get into death battles, let's get into the best villains. But
I think we're all about to have the same opinion. I want to hear everybody's.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
Toby has the best villain.
Raimi villains.
Yeah, because you got
Okay,
Sandman.
so
I'm not a bad person. I just had bad luck. He was memorable, even though the Spider-Man 3 wasn't his best, like recepted. Venom, that's its own story or category, but Harry intertwining, trying to avenge his father, the OG Green Goblin, the OG Doc Ock. I mean, they brought them back for a reason.
Yeah, I'm saying, bro. Like
so
you don't
so
understand, bro. Like Sandman, bro, I just like what they did with Sandman. Like he
Sam
wasn't
was
bad.
like,
He was just at the wrong place at the wrong time. And I just
right.
when he was like he was with the dude, but you know it was just
Okay.
oh the Raimi villains were just written so good. Like Norman
Mhm.
Osborn in the beginning of the movie, having the army take his stuff and all that. Like, bro, I just can't. But the Raimi villains are just perfect.
okay, so if we're talking
All
about
right.
that, who
So
had the
here's
best
uh,
fights?
Willem Dafoe did that in all in one take. He did the mirror scene in just one take. That is the best transition I've seen for Goblin ever.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's ironic in the first Spider-Man film when Goblin bombs aerospace, that was his own demise to Oscorp because in the wake of the bombing,
Oh
they
god.
sold the company. So I thought that was a lot of depth in how he created that himself.
Exactly.
Now, when we come to what about the fights though? Fights. Who had the best fights?
Oh, Toby for me.
For the fights, I would have to say either Tom or Andrew. I would have to say those two.
That's interesting.
And
I can explain my reasoning too. Now I'm not downplaying Toby's fights. I do think his fights was good, but that one fight with Andrew and with not Andrew with Tom and what was his name Mysterio, when you rely on his Spidey sense to beat to crush all the robots, and even before that fight when he was when he was uh when he was fighting the little the fake things that Mysterio created.
The
mm,
drone.
One of my other favorite fights was his fight with
That was
Vulture in
good.
Homecoming. Like I would have
yeah.
to say that, and then even this man was sitting there fighting Bucky and Falcon. I would have to say it was Tom. I would have to say he has the best fights.
Okay. So now actually,
You
let me give y'all my
know what?
best villain.
I can respect it.
Yeah. Actually, I can respect that too. Actually, that's actually not a bad take. I had to come back in because something happened with my phone. Anyway, my best villains, my top three actually are number three is OG Doc Ock, right?
Okay.
Number two is actually Vulture, Michael Keaton Vulture. He
Yes.
was he
What?
was like
Okay,
We'll bring in Miles
I
later
can
on.
respect it.
We'll bring in
right
Miles.
because
Simply
yeah,
because it's Michael Keaton. I can respect it.
I mean he killed that as Vulture, and you could see his motivations because he tried to clean up the stuff, and people came in and took his job, and he's like, yo, you know, it's really close to how Vulture would almost be in the comics, right? So he's number two,
Yeah, and if
and
you
of course
know,
number
oh, my bad for cutting you off.
now go ahead.
I was saying
So
if you look at his suit, he takes blades from the Quinjet to help him fly. Like if you look at his suit and you know the little circle things, you can see
right,
that he took it from the debris of the Quinjet in the whole fight that the Avengers had.
right,
What?
right, right. So that's so the way I loved him as Vulture, so he's my number two, and of course number one is William Dafoe, a Green Goblin, easily. And I told
Yeah, I
y'all
The
that
will
earlier.
say
the
like
way they built that man up over the course of the entire movie was chef's kiss.
I'm
I
telling
will say that Toby's best fight, in my opinion, was that Spider-Man 1 fight when he fought no, it would be a Spider-Man 1 the in Spider-Man 3 he
You're breaking.
fought when he fought Harry, and Spider-Man 1 when he the last fight when he fought Norman. That man beat him so bad that Green Goblin left and just put Norman back in place. Like that was just crazy.
you.
and
Yeah,
is
it was.
that
That's
came
fair.
straight after Peter held up a trolley of kids with one arm while Goblin was still knocking him around, and he took a bomb to the face after that. I mean, that went straight into the final battle.
And if you
Right.
Exactly.
and if you know
He
if
got
you like if
maximum
you
base
pay
power and
attention
four
if you
tap
look closely
goblin.
at the little
Hmm.
Well, for me, Peter's fight with
you look
Doc Ock.
closely at the that one scene.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know that one scene where Toby was holding up the kids and all that in the little thing, and then the little the cable cord starts sliding down his hand. If you
Yeah.
look closely at that, you can see that his hands is bleeding from that. Like blood gets on the cord
Okay.
if
Okay.
you look closely at it.
I
How do
I
you
still
see
think
all
it's
these
Toby's.
details?
That is some great details. Well, because it was a fantastic movie.
No, I ain't see. I seen it on TikTok.
I still think Toby's best fight was with Doc Ock on the train, man. Like
Yes, I agree.
so much so that that train scene of him stopping the train has been in every single other Spider-Man ever since as a canon event.
I'm not
It
gonna
has.
lie. I'm not gonna lie. I will agree that Toby has the best hands, bro. Because the way this man was piecing up Doc Ock on that building when they was falling down the roof and
Yes.
stuff, that was crazy. Toby got the best
Nah,
hands.
Yes.
I ain't gonna lie
we
to
can't,
Yes.
you.
The
we
best
can't talk
hands.
about Toby throwing hands and not talk about the way he did Harry in the apartment.
Oh
Oh,
my
Mhm.
oh,
goodness,
ooh.
he
Ooh.
rocked that man.
You speaking facts, sir.
No, he had that dog in him. That's why what happened.
You
That
did.
that was a whole different
That's why they
Peter right
called him
there.
Bully McGuire.
That was a whole
The
nother Peter
reason
right there.
I fuck with
Bully,
Toby
Bully
so much
Maguire
is because
solos.
he takes the most punishment, in my opinion. He takes the most punishment in his fights.
Mm.
But for me, that I really like that because again, when it comes to the spirit of the character
Yeah.
and him just keep getting up, kind of like Into the Spider-Verse. But for me,
Right.
I think he takes the most punishment in my opinion.
Oh,
Okay.
easy.
I would
He
agree.
does.
He definitely takes the most. Like, oh, you talking about like physical punishment? Because I would definitely agree.
Oh
Well, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
We
he
talking
definitely
about
takes most
like
physical
Physical and
fighting.
punishment
mentally.
by
Yeah.
far.
Go ahead.
You're talking about, are you saying like physical and mentally, or like just physical? Because I would agree
No,
he
no,
takes the
just
most physical
physical.
punishment.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah, I would
physical, just
definitely
physical.
agree with you on that one. He did. This man take the bomb to the face. Like what? This man
Don't
Toby
take
was
the
that
bomb to the
guy.
face. Got stabbed by Goblin's wrist blades. Got
Yeah.
grabbed up by Doc Ock's tentacles and everything. Got cut up by the
You know
razor
what was
bats
funny
from
about that?
Harry and Norman.
Like the funny part is when he got stabbed in No Way Home, this man got right back up. Like he was just holding his arm. He was just holding his side, like it
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
nothing. Like what?
Now hold
Yeah.
Yeah,
on a second. Now hold on a second. Now hold on a second. Back it up. How are we going to mention Toby but not Tom? Do you realize how much Tom has gone through though? But I mean, let's be
No, no,
real though.
no. That's why he said physical punishment.
Because if you
I'll be
think, I
honest.
mean, out of the other two, I mean, the dude faced
Mhm.
Thanos and got a couple licks in it with Thanos, and still took a hit from Thanos and got
Thanos,
back up.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, well,
Thanos was getting jumped worse than the
when
JJK
it comes to
jumping.
the when it comes to all that, I would agree that Tom
Yeah.
is close to taking it because again, Tom he took his goblin bombs. He tanked them. He was getting rocked by Goblin, getting rocked by Electro. What's his name?
Yeah.
Otto. He was getting
Yeah.
rocked. Now, I would agree
Okay.
he's close to it, but I don't know. This man Toby done took everything. Taking a beating from Venom, Sandman. Oh, I'm sorry. I just gotta say he took the most physical
Okay,
punishment.
okay, before,
That was an amp Sandman at that.
okay, so
And
Yeah.
even Harry jumped him from the back, and for the most part of that fight, Harry kind of got a one up on Peter because he was throwing him through freaking buildings and shit.
okay, so
Yeah, he
Facts.
was. And
I really want to get into
Harry
that battle.
jumped Toby while he was off guard, and Toby
Oh
still
yeah, and
won.
another thing, even at that, Tom, his durability was boosted because he was in the Iron Spider-Man suit when he fought Thanos.
I'm so sick of
Look,
Yeah,
that
look,
Iron
and
Suit debate,
look.
yeah,
bro.
his AP was boosted too.
I'm so sick of that, bro. Everyone, okay, all right. First of all right. Everyone that gives Tom crap. Granted, I love all three. Let me make that very clear. I'm not trying to defend Tom because I got my problems with Tom too. But here's the thing: the people that keeps calling him Iron Boy Junior. I just want to
I
throw my
hate that.
TV when I hear that because
I hate
that
that.
Yeah.
tells me you don't. People that say that don't read comics because
Right.
Tony
They
and
don't.
Peter were that tight. Literally, if you read Civil War, literally Tony had Peter under his wing the whole time until the whole turn happened. But
Exactly.
that's one of those great things. But anyway,
Like
You know what's
they
funny?
were so
You know what's
close
funny?
that they were so close that when Iron Man was like, "You should reveal yourself to the world," this man Peter did it.
yeah,
Yeah,
He He Peter didn't. He at first he didn't even want to do it, but I would say, and like it was never like it's never stated nothing. But I would say the only reason he did that is because him and Iron Man were so close, and that he trusted Iron Man. That I feel like that's the only reason he did it, in my opinion.
The only
It
only
was a mistake to
problem with
trust Iron Man. He didn't know at the time.
but the only problem with that though, people always say this. Yes, Civil War, all that was great and all, but that eventually led to One More Day.
Yep.
You know what I
Yes.
wish? I kind of wish they made Tom Spider-Man more like Civil War Spider-Man because that was a perfect Spider-Man they could have done.
I agree. I agree.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, one more day should
But
not have existed.
I see a little bit
Or
of some war in him.
what were we saying? I'm going.
Why?
One one more day should not have existed because it allowed Zeb Wells to be able to write comics.
Well, here's my thing with One More Day, and I've
I mean, but One
someone
More
did
Day
a
was good though.
Yeah, I
One More
know.
Day. Are you saying One More Day is good? Who said that?
That,
I mean, I feel like it
no,
was all right. I don't think it was like great. I think it was okay though. I think it was
I'm
solid.
glad I got that on live. You lucky King lineup and then this last street boy. You lucky bro. No, okay. Let's bring this back. I truly
That'd be
think One
funny.
More Day was the end of the Spider-Man that we loved growing up reading. When it comes to like what made Spider-Man Spider-Man, that run was the end to that period.
yeah.
I
Because
can agree. I can agree with that. I no, no. I just feel like, well, me personally, I feel like One More Day was solid because I don't know. I feel like I like more of the like, yeah, Spider Man. He's like more of that child. He's that childhood hero and stuff like that. But I don't know. When it comes to Spider Man, for me, I don't know. I just like the more just kind of darker tones or takes on the character, or like more of a hot headed character. That's what I like.
thanks for joining, Wholesome. Uh, but yeah, let's get into the death battles though. 'Cause I feel like that's going to be a discussion. That that's going to be a debate.
I'm ready for that.
Okay, before we go into all right, before we debate it, everyone give who would think. All right, between all three, who would win the fight?
Toby.
Toby.
Toby,
Tom.
Tom.
It'd be close. It'd be
Yep.
close. It'd
Oh,
be
before
very
we
Well,
go,
no,
close.
wait, no,
wait. Before we go any further, before we go any
no,
further,
wait, yeah. But I'm about to say,
no,
let me ask one
before we
question real fast. Which suit does Tom Holland have?
OG. All OG. All OG.
So does he have his homecoming suit?
No, he has his blue suit that he made at the end of Far
No
From
way
Home.
home.
So,
no.
Man,
basically, just a regular suit.
Just the regular suit.
yeah, just
Just the
regular
regular suit.
suit.
Yeah.
So
All
Okay,
right,
we're
all
just
right.
talking.
it will
All
be
right,
told.
red and blue suit, all three, just
Cla-
nothing but their suits and their web shooters. That's it.
Classic.
That's
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Toby put it that.
Before we go any further, anybody that's in the live right now, if you want to join in, please, the guest invites are open if you want to have this discussion. All right, so let's go crazy. Let's go crazy.
Yeah. The only reason why I think the main reason why Toby would do it because his battle experience.
Okay, explain. Explain.
I mean, yeah, yeah, and and we seen him get really mad when Doc Ock took Mary Jane,
Okay.
right? And so he was like, oh no, I'm gonna have to really knock you out, Doc Ock. And so
But
and then
we
we saw and then we saw a little bit of it in No Way Home when Tom and when Andrew and Toby met, they both kind of web shot and Andrew and Toby got the upper hand on Andrew just briefly.
okay.
So I would
I
imagine
mean,
Go ahead.
he would also get the upper hand on Tom in that same vein, even though that Tom is pretty much battle hardened too because he fought both Thanos and as well as his and Mysterio.
Well,
So
well,
so
the thing
it'd
is,
be it
can
it'd be a very close battle. Like it wouldn't be an easy win for Toby.
so I'm not gonna lie, I wouldn't use Thanos as basically a battle experience or like basically use that as a feat when mostly he was in a team to
Right, right.
take
It's,
down
it's,
Thanos.
I
and
mean,
he
yeah,
can
I
still
mean,
be.
yeah, I mean,
Thanos because
yeah,
there wasn't a
he
win.
was in a team, but I mean, I feel like that was still it would still be. I
Right.
don't think that feat is. I don't think that feat is completely valid. I do think it would be like a little valid because, like, granted, he was in a team, but he was still, he how do I explain it? Now, I will say this.
Okay.
I don't like to use that as a feat because once Thanos got him, it was over. So I don't like to use that as a feat. But I do see why, some people do it. Now, for somebody to just say, he just went out and just, just fought Thanos, nah, he had help. But he was still, he still did something to him, which wasn't really
Right.
nothing. But yeah, I
But
don't use that as a
well,
feat. I don't like to use that.
So
I'm not.
the only
Okay.
feat, the only thing I
Listen.
could, I was
Go
gonna
ahead.
say the only feat that I could bring up for Tom is that mostly, he's more of a strategic fighter than like mostly having like a powerhouse because as you see with Doctor Strange, he was
Yes.
mostly his ass was bone with the fact that since he was in the other dimension, he actually figured out how to beat Doctor Strange. So
You're
mostly,
mad.
so mostly Tom is more of a strategic fighter than like being a powerhouse.
Okay, let me bring
Okay.
this up. Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I'm glad you brought that up because every fight besides Thanos, again, we'll leave Thanos out of this debate, is every time he had a fight, every time he's defeated, like, let's go all the way back to Civil War. The only reason why they were able to take down Ant-Man was because of Spider-Man and him bringing up the whole Empire Strike Back thing. And then we go into Vulture and how that played
Ooh.
out. And then you have
Ooh.
Mysterio, which,
Ooh.
I mean, that comes down. I think Toby or Andrew could have won that fight too when it comes to like trusting your spider sense and all that. But then we go into No Way Home. And I'm not going to lie. I think Tom could have taken on all of them, maybe half of them.
I don't know about that one.
Nah,
Because
You know what? You know what? The point you just
Nah,
made
I
about
don't know
he
about
would
that
have
one.
died if he did that.
Nah, not all. Like, nah. There
listen.
was too many. There was Lizard, which he has never fought before. Electro, he has never fought
Electro,
Electro before. And then
Sandman,
he has people he has fought.
Doc
He has people he has
Octavian.
fought, which if he can get overwhelmed. He can definitely get overwhelmed and lose. I don't think he could take them all. I
he
wouldn't.
Listen.
outdid
Nah, I don't know.
Can I?
Not at the same time.
he outdid Doc Ock. He outdid Doc Ock.
Great Goblin by himself was too much for him.
He outdid
don't
out.
do that.
Okay,
Don't do
okay.
that.
I'll take that back because you know what? Because we're not using the suit. We're only using red and blue. So I'll take that back. I'll take that back. I'll take that back.
Can I tell you?
Now
Look.
I will say this though, like to talk about the whole like what Wakanda Forever said with battle experience. Now I will say this: when it comes down to a fight, battle experience only means, well, in my opinion, it only means so much. Now, granted, battle experience, is going to help you out in a fight, obviously, to somebody that's like no inexperience. But I do think I do think that it wouldn't play a major factor simply because we can bring up the time where Tom was able to mess with Winter Soldier and Falcon, and they have way more battle experience than him, and they're way better fighters than him, and he was still able, to do his thing.
I have to say the cinema
Yeah,
fans, when you made all the points about how tactical Tom is, and I have to admit, like thinking about it now, like it would be a really like I actually see the fight between Tom and Toby going really either way
Nah.
because of and I say because I'm thinking about now all the times that Tom was tactical in his fighting. With the whole Empire Strikes Back thing, with the whole even even
Elec-
even
Electro. Yeah.
right even with Electro and everything else, I was just like it
Can we
could
have
go
something to
either
see with
way.
Alexa?
I would only give the slight edge to Toby, just a slight. That's it.
So like
But
with
I would say
here's
this
Alexa,
the
though, but
okay. Here's the thing, right?
if I'm not mistaken, with Alexa, they
Toby has a much easier win condition against Tom than Tom does against Toby.
Okay, okay.
I would have to disagree.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Hal. You said something.
Oh, I was just gonna say mostly didn't he have help with the suit to actually defeat Electro and actually had help with Sandman as well?
No, he didn't because that suit he was wearing was inside out, and he did have Sandman, but how he defeated Electro was the same idea that basically Andrew had in Amazing Spider-Man 2, is to overpower him, basically overloading him to the point he blew up. But this time
he did have help, but most of that fight, Tom was doing the work. Like he was doing most of the work himself.
Well,
When it came to him taking all that lightning from the webs.
wait, why was he? How was he doing more work when Sandman was mostly just like circling around him to like basically encase him with sand while Tom was like basically doing his
because
plan.
it wasn't the sand that took down Electro. It was Spider-Man. Tom was doing the same thing that Andrew was doing in Amazing Spider-Man 2, which was connecting all the webs to the cable wire stuff.
I know that, but I'm saying like, why are we fully giving like just because he defeated him with somebody else? Why are we giving that feat entirely to him? Like hypothetically, would that actually still play out if Sandman wasn't there?
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that because if we're going to use that same argument, if we're going to use that same debate, then I would argue that Toby has no stake in this fight then. Because here's the thing. If we really break it down, if it wasn't for Harry for helping Toby in that fight in Spider-Man 3, he would never taken down Sandman or Venom. Then we go to Spider-Man 2. He never truly defeated Doc Ock. Never truly. And when it really comes down to the villains he actually defeated, the ones he actually defeated was Venom, when that whole thing at the end, and then also Green Goblin. And that's it.
So mostly for the context of those fights, if you're mostly getting jumped by, or like mostly you have like a whole bunch of things going on in the situation. You're trying to save a girl. You're getting jumped by two guys. So mostly you're basically going to one battle into the next. So basically you're like in three situations all at once. So morally for this, yes, I do agree. Like, yes, he would, Toby Deschler would have got folded if Harry didn't show up. But if with his circumstance in the situation that he was in, I believe that you really can't really use that to like downplay him. I'm not saying you are, but like I'm trying to find another word, but like basically for like downplaying his strengths overall.
Yeah, but I mean, look at the first movie. He had to save the kids on that train thing, and then you had MJ while holding MJ in the train. Then he had the Green Goblin going at him, and he was able to still come out on top with that one.
So. Well, yeah, that's what the context for that is, that mostly he got hit with because those people came.
Let me put it this way: because Tom had time, and Toby had time, and he even tried to get Harry to help him at first. If this was Tom, I would even say Andrew, because Andrew, everyone downplay his smartness because he's just as intelligent too, but Tom would have definitely taken down Venom and Sandman because he had prep time.
Yeah, but I would still argue though. I would still argue though without Sandman. I still think Tom would have been able to win that even without Sandman.
But how?
My guy, give me a plug. Because what did you smoke him?
Because if I'm not mistaken, didn't Electro actually still have that battle experience with Andrew before he died? So basically, like before he died, he still like knew what happened, like what happened to him before he died, type thing, like what Andrew was doing to him.
Yeah.
So like, hypothetically, even if that was to have the case, if like Tom did try to do the same thing, when Electro just like when Electro like hypothetically would try to like prevent that happening, since he still had that little memory that he had with Andrew.
I would agree he would try to stop it. I don't think he would be able to though.
I'm making the people mad.
Oh nah! I just read in the comments. This man said prep.
I know. I was like prep time. I was like, hold on, wait a minute.
I was cooking, bro. Hold on.
No, everybody mad at you for that one.
I pulled out the Batman card. Don't tell King Lion, bro.
Hey, movie critics, everybody in the comments mad at you for that one, bro.
Tom is not being an amped Sandman and Venom. Not that
I didn't say Tom was.
But who created the thing at No Way Home? Who created the thing to help Toby take down Sandman?
Tom.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I would say when it comes to like smarts, I would have to give Tom, like, I would have to say he's the smartest one.
Because if we're
So,
talking
like,
death battle, we're using the only thing that's holding them back is the suit.
Wait, they're trying to kill each other?
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, damn, wait a
bloodlusted.
minute.
Bloodlusted.
Wait a minute. No, because I have a question then. So would you say during that fight, in No Way Home at the end, would you say Tom was bloodlusted and trying to kill him?
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say he wasn't holding back?
Yes, he was well lusted. He was also amped.
So I have a question. Wait, who was amped? Tom?
The suit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But so was Toby at Spider-Man.
So would you say Tom stopped holding back?
Yeah. If we're doing death battle rule, we're doing death battle, then okay.
Wait, so I got a quick question.
Because I mean, like, if we're doing that, like, they're trying to kill each other, I'm gonna have to give it to Bully Maguire then, because I mean, like,
How?
this. Now, no, don't get me wrong. Now, don't get me wrong. Tom Holland was that, like, he's that guy. He was beating up Norman Osborn. He was going all out, and like he was going all out, and he wasn't like we're really like what damage was. He was like, what damage was Norman really taking? Because we do know he was going all out, because when he jumped and tried to punch him and, like, end it all, that left a whole like a whole fist in the middle.
Wait, may I say something real quick? So, like, even so, like, if you use that fight, and, like, I don't know if that's like a defeater in a death battle, because, like, if you guys remember, if Tom was bloodlusted, morally trying to kill somebody, he's morally using all his strength to kill somebody and actually use all full force against this person.
Correct.
So if we're going to use that knowledge, wouldn't Toby be way stronger than him if Toby was just like basically trying to like prevent him from killing him, even though he didn't use all his strength?
I truly think the reason why that goes into the mentality part of it, because Tom, even though yes, Tom was very bloodlusted at that moment because of May, the respect he has for the other Spider-Man, and that there's a different type of wavelength between them all three. So I think that's a good point, but that's still
and this is where I have to disagree with you, cinema fans, because we do see it. We see Tom still trying to push through Toby, and Toby still was stopping him. Like it wasn't like because if he would have stopped, like if he would have calmed down,
Tom was trying to end Goblin.
Yeah,
but
but
I would say I will have to disagree right there. I think Tom was still bloodlusted, trying to go all out and end Norman, because even when he seen Toby stop him, he tried to push through Toby and push the blade, like just push down to get him out the way, and he couldn't.
Why didn't he do it then? Why didn't he do it?
Because he couldn't.
To piggyback off that, also to include, like, even so that even if like he does have respect for them, we have the only assumption that we do have is that he was going full force in that beginning moment when Toby stepped in. So he morally didn't know that he was coming in to stop him.
Yep. And even to piggyback off that, we know even when they was figuring out to cure the villains, Tom's intent was never to cure Norman Osborn. How do we know this? Because whenever they was calling out, all the other gadgets they made to put the other villains, Tom specifically took Norman's thing to cure him, put it aside, and like just left it alone. Like he didn't care about this until Toby until Toby grabbed it, looked at him, and was like, "We got to cure them all, right?" And then Tom stuttering like, "Yeah, we got to cure them all." His intent was never to kill Norman, never to cure Norman. He wanted to kill him.
Hold on. So are you saying so when you're bringing this up, are you trying to say that Toby's stronger than Tom in this situation then?
I would say when it comes, if we're using death battles and they're going all out bloodlusted, Tom is the strongest one.
You
I mean,
can't use
not Tom,
Bully
not Tom,
McGuire
not
though.
Tom.
You
Toby.
can't
No,
you
it's
can't
Toby.
use Bully McGuire because then if we're using Bully McGuire, the only reason why he was Bully
No,
McGuire is because he had the black suit on.
no,
And
no,
if we're
We're
no,
using
not.
the
no.
black
What I'm
suit,
saying,
No,
if
no,
we're
I was
using
he's just calling him Bully McGuire. Like
yeah, I
we
was
talking
just
about.
calling him Bully McGuire because like
okay,
that's
but
what
when
we go by.
since when if we're looking at the trilogy, we're looking at the trilogy. Since when was Peter Bully McGuire outside the black suit?
Spider-Man
He
2,
wasn't.
and Spider-Man
Where?
1, and Spider-Man 1.
When?
It,
When?
Spider-Man 2 when
it,
he tried
at this point,
when
Bully
Octavius tried to
McGuire's
mess
the
with Aunt
green.
when Octavius tried to mess with Aunt May they was fighting out the building. Tom was rocking that man. Man, Toby was rocking that man.
That's not Bully McGuire. That's just
He was
Peter,
bullying that
though.
man.
He's just saying Bully. He's just calling him Bully McGuire overall. That's what he's saying. Like he ain't
But
saying
no,
like
he's
he's
saying because
like.
he's the reason why I'm saying Bully McGuire is because if you use Bully McGuire, you're using that's a new power up because then he has black suit on because
Oh no,
he
we're not though. We're not. We're not using that.
Yeah, we not. I'm taking away the amps. That's why I'm taking all that
No,
away.
he just
but
no.
I
That's what
was
I'm
about to
saying.
say
He's just calling Toby McGuire Bully McGuire like a mean thing. Like he's just calling
Yeah,
him
like the meme.
you
that.
don't
That's all
think
he's saying.
Tom don't got that hands you don't think Tom ain't got that dog in him though.
No. Wait, of course, I admit, I said it. I said, yeah, Tom got that dog in him. But when it comes to like pure strength, Toby is way stronger than him, in my opinion.
We're not even
And
talking about Andrew.
they're
We're not even talking about
because,
Andrew.
but when it comes to brute strength, Andrew is not the strongest
It's
one.
really,
I don't think
But
that.
he has the quickness and agility
he's
though. That's
saying,
the biggest thing though. You
No,
can
no, I
be
won't say he's faster, but what is fast is what is speed? That's what I was
I'm
saying. When
not.
it comes
Hold
to
on. Wait. Wait.
speed, it
Wait.
don't
Wait. Wait.
really
Wait. Wait.
matter
Wait.
in the
Wait.
fight
Wait.
that
Wait.
much.
Wait. 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 I'm not gonna lie. I don't think he's gonna be fast because if there's an old ass Tom, if there's an old ass Toby keeping up with Andrew, and he legit cuffed his damn web shooters, and he's keeping up with him, what do you think a younger Toby's gonna do?
Mm.
Nah, for real though.
okay.
Now,
Toby absolutely could have finessed that
Are
man.
we talking current or are we talking just in prime?
No, I was no, I was just no, I
that's
was
what I'm
just saying
saying.
no, I was just saying like if we're gonna say that he's morally overall speed than out of the two, then mostly we're gonna have to just say that I'm saying if you're gonna say that, then Toby will mostly definitely be faster than Andrew if the old Andrew was keeping up with Andrew. I said the old Andrew. The old Toby McGuire was
Wait,
keeping up with Andrew.
wait, cinema fans. Like like when it comes to this death battle, like are we using all the characters in their primes?
So let's look.
Yes.
Let's go
I'd
nuts. And
assume so.
Oh my good. Yeah, Toby murders them. I'm sorry. Yeah,
how?
Yes.
I'm
Yo,
sorry.
Yes.
So where is
How?
Toby in his prime?
yo,
It's prime Toby, bro. Prime
So
Toby.
Oh, what is
He's
what do you
murdering them.
it's
consider Toby's
SM2
prime?
Toby actually got his powers back. That's his prime.
Okay, so where are we pinpointing his prime though?
Yeah,
Where
yeah,
we're
Ooh.
yeah. We need to do that.
it'll mostly just be three, I
SM2
guess.
actually got his powers back.
Because then in
No,
Or
two,
is that
let's say
SM3?
no. We can do this. We can use Spider-Man 3 before he got the Venom. Before he got before he got the amps.
bro,
Oh
he got
lord.
rocked by Sandman. What are you talking about in his prime?
man, to be honest, I mean he didn't know anything about Sandman. Of course he gonna
He
get
didn't know
rocked.
that's his first encounter.
Yeah, and plus, I mean,
That was,
But he
even
was still
so,
putting up a fight too, though.
But we're
We can't act
also
like he won't put up
forgetting.
a fight against Sandman though.
But
He
we're
we
also.
was.
can't use first encounters as an anti-feat because that's just disingenuous.
I
We
would agree.
also we're also forgetting the difference between all the other death battles and this one is that the one thing they do have against all of them is that the spider senses angle. Though
mhm.
But
the
this is my take on Spidey sense. Spidey sense, in my opinion, is really inconsistent, even with the comics. Because if it's not dangerous, they're not going to sense it.
so
Even in times,
what?
even in times when it is dangerous, it don't be working,
but
So
we're
or he
saying
mostly
still
for
gets hit.
mostly for that in the comics for the spider basically the spider senses they're always going off. It just depends on the person if they want to like ignore it or not. I believe it was in Spider-Man issue 8 or 9 or this new the Amazing Spider-Man issue 8 or 9 when this lizard dude was like in the car right behind Spider-Man and he was like oh my spider he said my spider senses are going off. He was just like I don't really care. And then like dude just came up and bear hugged his ass. He said, "Well, that's what my ass get for ignoring it." So
Yep.
it just depends on who it is.
You
Yeah,
know what I
Now,
love?
I would agree. I was just saying, like there has also been times where his
there's
Spider sense has went off in the middle of a fight and he still got hit.
So listen. In a death battle, I love the fact that we all agree Andrew's not coming out on top.
Oh yeah, of course he's
I
not.
think he
No,
puts up a
no.
good
No, he's
fight,
not.
though. I
So
don't think it's easy to beat him.
so really, in terms of the death battle, fellas,
I mean, to be honest
it
with you, bro.
this goes actually. I think this goes kind of either way. It can be either Tom or Toby for
Actually,
real.
you know
Like
I
what?
would
You
have
know
to
what? You
disagree. I
know
would
what?
have to disagree.
No, you
Hmm,
know what? I actually think Andrew could be
I
Tom.
would have to disagree.
I don't think Garfield could beat Tom.
well,
Why not? Why not?
I don't.
That's a
I
whole
would
Mm.
nother.
say
That's a whole nother.
Yeah, why not?
so. Since we're using death battles, so we're doing just all three of them at once, just fighting each other.
Yes. Yes. All
Then
three.
Oh,
I would say then Andrew would be probably the one most likely to come like, to be the first one out. I think it would really come down to
Why would Andrew be the first one out?
Tom and Toby.
actually, hold up,
Andrew be the
hold
first
up.
one? Why would
I
Andrew
just
be the
thought of
first one?
something.
We won't beat everyone.
Go
Um,
ahead.
l- l-
Doesn't really matter when you're in
so
probably
Then
for an attribute.
you lagging
since all three of them are fighting at once against each other,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Because Tom has had multiple instances where he's fought more than one person, Falcon and Winter Soldier, and then in the end game against all of what you call his minions.
Yeah.
Just
uh
We can't
right.
use that because he used the instant kill to help himself
Well,
out,
hold
well
and
no,
on,
that was
hold on.
that's all
I
he
know, I
received.
know. Well,
But that was only
Wait,
one moment,
even
though, of the fight.
even with instant kill, Tom has had to deal with multiple opponents more than the other two.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
would agree. I'm just
Agreed.
saying, like,
So
I'm just saying, like, when it comes to that, like, we can't really use
well,
that instance in end game because
no,
Tom wasn't even doing
Yeah,
nothing. The suit was doing it for him because he said activate instant
hold
kill.
on.
hold on, stop,
I
stop
know he
talking
wasn't
to each
doing
other.
anything.
Stop talking to each other.
What I'm saying is the fact that he still had multiple. He's the fact that Tom's been in scenarios where he's faced multiple opponents. Even
Well, of
yeah,
course. No,
right,
no, I'm agreeing. I'm agreeing with you. I'm
right.
just saying, like,
So
I don't think we could really use the instant kill part because
if oh
that
no
fight.
no no definitely not. Let me finish our point. Let me finish the point.
I should was.
Because he had that bad experience of which is huge of battling multiple opponents, Tom would get the edge only because of the fact that he had that bad experience that neither Andrew or Toby had when it comes to facing multiple opponents at the same time.
Because to add to that, because
Yo,
that,
hold on,
because
wait,
you
wait.
could look at No
I
Way
gotta
Home.
disagree with the
Because
comments, bro. Tom did not need Tony Stark every time, bro. Like, I'm tired of y'all doing that to
no,
Tom,
it's
bro.
not, bro.
objection.
Please stop doing that to my homie Tom, bro. He did not need Stark every time.
That is
But go into
that is
Wakanda's point.
slander.
We're going to
But
Wakanda's point, though. Like,
I
yeah,
will
I
say,
agree. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Tom is
Go ahead.
while Tom did have experience fighting multiple opponents, he doesn't have he doesn't have the experience of fighting opponents with the same powers as him and and multiple of them,
Well, I
which
mean,
is
you watch those movies blindfolded if you saying he needed Tony Stark every time.
he definitely did watch the movie blindfolded.
But to
I've seen
Wakanda's
some
point,
people.
but to Wakanda's point,
I've seen some people.
go
Oh,
ahead.
sorry. Go ahead.
To Wakanda's point, I agree because like if you look at No Way Home, you know when they after fighting the first time all the villains together, they had that discussion between them two, between all three, and you know
right,
because Tom was on the team, he knows how again. He's always strategic. I can't say the word strategic, but you know what I'm saying.
strategic,
Strategic.
strategic.
He's
Got
had
it.
yeah. See, but that's my thing. Is like every time he's fought somebody, he's always had that edge. Like I know you don't like this word, but prep time. He even that that's
Well, hold on. It's not even about prep time. It is because Tom has been in situations that has called for multiple attacks, multiple people at the same time that he had to deal with.
So
That's the edge when it comes to in a death battle of somebody of dealing with multiple opponents.
so I got a quick question.
I,
Are we using Tom with his first encounter with these two people, are we using that as a feat for him, even though they don't know who what his skills are?
Yeah, because I think because it's like this. If if all of us, if all of us right now, right, kind of went into a battle for each other, right, and Cinema Fans was the only one who's battled multiple people, and we haven't. Cinema Fans knows how to beat us because he's dealt with dealing with multiple opponents at the same time.
Actually, wait a minute, wait a minute,
I
wait
would
a minute, wait a
disagree.
minute.
I wouldn't say.
Hold on, Marvel, hold
Oh,
on,
my
Marvel.
bad. Yeah, go ahead.
If
You're
I'm not
completely
mistaken,
disregarding the stats of each person.
I was gonna say Andrew actually did
Well, well, well.
fight multiple people. He actually fought Green Goblin and Electro at the same time in that same movie.
Not at the same time.
And Toby
Did
Not at the
fought
same time.
Sandman and
So
Electro.
mostly, so mostly,
Sandman
so
and Venom.
Not at the
mostly for
same
the
time though.
so
Not.
mostly for the same mostly for the same time with Tom versus Winter Soldier and Falcon. Morley, even though they don't know what his abilities were, they still was keeping on par with him and actually going against him.
Who?
Winter Soldier and Falcon.
I,
When
I,
uh,
I
Did we
would have to
watch the
disagree with
same
that
films?
part.
Because
No,
I do remember.
That man Tom
I
easily,
remember.
decimated them.
I
I
okay,
do.
wouldn't
so
disagree.
I do remember
okay,
Bucky and Falcon laid out.
hold on. So mostly for this, if we're going to take this into account, Winter Soldier and the Falcon don't know the abilities of Spider-Man, obviously. So morally, with Falcon trying to go into the punch with his vibranium arm, Spider-Man stops it. Oh, okay, he's strong as fuck. So they didn't know that. And then we go to the point to where Spider-Man is mostly just trying to go after Winter Soldier, and I believe that Bucky dodged his tag. No, actually no. He was going after Falcon, and basically Falcon was keeping his distance with the range attacks. And then Bucky threw something at his ass, and he dodged it and threw it back at him. And then Falcon came back in and kicked him in the back. And obviously, with his durability, that mostly didn't hurt. So he did a backflip over him, and then web shoot his wings to get that advantage.
Yeah, I'm saying I'm not gonna lie. He did low key kind of decimate those two in that fight because I remember when he called it, he was like, "You have a metal arm that's awesome," and then Falcon comes swoops down. He swoops down, he catches him. Then Tom's like, "You have the right to remain silent." You have those little quips and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I
So mostly with this, are we still gonna be able to use that even though they're not as powerful as he
nah,
is?
I wouldn't.
Even though he got outsmarted with Falcon using his tag to get his ass away from him.
Yeah, I'm saying I wouldn't use that fight because I wouldn't use that fight because they don't know who this man is.
Do Toby and Tom? I mean Toby and Andrew? No Tom?
No, I'm
Before the
saying
fight?
like no. I'm saying like he like they like Falcon and Bucky will just completely because what is it like is it pronounced Key or is it pronounced K?
Yes, Key.
Okay, so
You
like
told
he
me before.
said, like we even see this in the movie Civil War when Peter caught his metal arm, he looked surprised. He's looking like, wait, what? Like, yeah, this man is strong. And then he's like, Peter being Peter, he's talking because he's inexperienced when it comes to mostly fighting. He gets
Exactly.
caught by Falcon. So I would definitely agree with Keith. I don't think we should be able to use that.
I'm gonna say even so he still would have mostly beat their ass because he's if he had experience and no he didn't fuck around type shit. I potentially could say yes, he mostly could have defeated them, but with this in this instance, he was mostly inexperienced, and obviously he was too arrogant and cocky, and then he
How
got
are we
fucked up in the
saying
end.
that he's inexperienced?
Who?
Inexperienced in Civil War when
That
he goes up against Winter Soldier and the Falcon.
That wasn't his first time as Spider-Man, though.
I know that was his first major fight though, because we even
Yeah,
find out in
first major
Homecoming
fight.
all
How
he
do we
was
know that, though? How
because
do we...
because we find out we find out in Homecoming that all he was doing is doing smaller things by saving
Yeah,
stopping cars from getting crushed in the buses
and
because he's on
also
YouTube.
Stop the
yeah,
bus
yeah, I
like
was
the
gonna
fuck.
say, yeah, I was gonna say that. Yeah, I would say that's mostly the only assumption that we have for him is that this is actually his first fight going up against these characters because Tony Stark actually kept tabs on him, and the only thing that was shown from him is that he was just saving being the neighborhood Spider-Man,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
also to include. Even if he did have more experience on like fighting these type of characters, then he mostly wouldn't have a problem with it. But
Yeah.
even so, if I'm not mistaken, Tony did give him information on these people.
Oh, he did because he was even he gave him information on Cap. Because even Tony, I'm pretty sure Tony said himself, "I told you to stay away from him."
Okay. Okay.
Because he said... because he wanted him to stay a distance and shoot webs, but he
Yep.
didn't. Of course,
Yeah,
Tom.
yeah. Because he gave him knowledge on some of the people.
I mean, that's Tony though. That Tony is, he always got that. He
No,
always like to come
I'm
prepared.
not using it to downplay. I'm just saying, like, yeah, like I mean, like him having knowledge on that and still, like, having the trouble that he did. It was kind of.
Yeah, yeah, I guess, but
But I wanted to address a point that Wakanda had made when you were saying how Tom not Tom, yeah, Tom would beat them because he has more experience fighting in the like people like teaming on him. I wouldn't say that it would I wouldn't say it would have him beat him. I would say it would help him out because he has gone through it
Yeah.
before. But I wouldn't say that would play a factor into him winning. But I would definitely agree that it would definitely help him out because he has fought he has been teamed on or like has fought groups before. So I would definitely agree with that. I just wouldn't agree that it would help. Like it would ultimately come to him winning because he has fought like more people in the group before.
Well, it's that and how tactical I think Tom is. We've seen Tom be tactical in fights.
I agree.
So that's another. Though I think those two. Because at first I was thinking it was Toby, but I'm like, well, no. Now I really think about it. It's Tom being both tactical and dealing with multiple opponents multiple times, not just once. Like two. At
I
least twice.
agree. I agree, but I don't think it will be that like that because for one we're using his newest suit. No extra gear, no extra nothing to help him out tactical, no Friday, now that's gone. We
Right.
have like what is he gonna do against like two opponents that are way faster than him and we have one that is stronger than him. It has been in way more
Well,
fights than him.
well. Here's the thing. It 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 it'll definitely be a bloody fight. Now, what's going to also happen though is they're also going to wear each other down. So
I agree.
it's going to end up becoming who has the best will at the end of it. For real.
So wait, which suit are we talking about? You talking about the black and red one?
No, we're talking about we're giving all of them just their regular red and blue suits.
No, I heard you guys talking about like his suit that he made. I thought you guys talking about the black and red one. That's all.
No.
Oh no, I was talking about the No Way Home suit at the end, the final
Yeah.
swing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking about that suit. Yeah,
I think we need to take a step back and set foundations because if we're going by death battle terms, I think we should pit each Spider-Man against each other, like Tom versus Andrew, Tom versus Toby, and likewise for
It's a
every one of them. And
it is
then on the other hand, I think we need specifically for Tom. I think we all need to come into an agreement whether he has the Stark tech or if he has just a normal suit because
no,
in the movies,
this
the only time we see him with a normal suit is after Tony takes away his initial
Vulture.
suit when he's fighting Vulture. And when he's fighting Vulture, the only reason he gets the upper hand is because the plane crashes. And even with that, he was still struggling fighting Vulture. And with the new trilogy that's coming out, I don't. We're barely going to see him hone his skills without the advantage of the Stark Tech suit. So I think it's a little unfair to say to confidently say how Tom will do without the suit
Exactly.
because I think Tony really did hurt Tom's potential by giving him the suit, and I think Tom uh, kind of slacked a little bit by not really training his spider senses because with Toby and Andrew, those two are far more spider-like than Tom. Like Tom mostly
Are we
has the
forgetting
wall
No Way
sticking.
Home?
interesting.
Are we forgetting No
Interesting.
Way Home though? Are we forgetting No Way Home though? Because I remember in No Way Home, we literally see when Doctor Strange does that thing to Peter. We literally see the squigglies coming out of his head, and literally keeping him from taking that what's it called, that cube thing? Can't remember the name
yeah,
of it right now.
yeah. I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
we know
Right.
there's a long
But
list of
then
names.
he
Yeah, but
also he
other
also
than the
called out
spider
Green
film, oh,
Goblin.
sorry.
He also called out Green Goblin, which I've never seen Andrew or Toby do ever in their movies. That's something new. Even I've seen. Well, I've seen it in the comics, but that's something new when it comes to live action. Calling out. I mean, you can say Andrew. You can say
Wait
you
a
can
minute,
say
hold on,
Andrew.
wait.
You can say
We,
Andrew,
we,
but the difference between Andrew, because I'm thinking of the Amazing Spider-Man 2 when he was with Gwen, and then Electro went to Times Square and did his thing. But that was different because he was already a threat then.
Wait a minute. If we're talking about like if we're talking about spider like movements and stuff like that, Andrew takes the top spot.
But we're talking about spider senses though, like
Oh, we're
because
talking about Spidey. So wait, hold on, cause we cannot. That, if we're going to talk about their Spidey sense, then we have to talk. We have to bring up the fact that the one fight with Mysterio and the robots, Tom had to go purely off of Spidey sense and purely off of instinct.
Because we can't take away the spider senses, because if we take away the spider senses, then I mean the whole debate between Spider-Man and Batman, then that Batman wins that fight. Then and it comes
Well, no,
down
I
to
don't.
the
I don't think
Disagree. I
we're
disagree.
necessarily taking
Nah,
away
nah.
powers. I was just saying that other than the spider senses, Tom really doesn't, or other than the spider sense and the wall climbing abilities, uh, and the strength, Tom really doesn't have what uh, Toby and Andrew have. Like, yes, his spider senses were good in sensing potential threats when it came to Goblin, but even with Far From Home, when he got hit by the train, and initially with the first time of the illusions, like he was really struggling, and it was until like he actually calmed down and understood that Quentin was not that much of a threat. It was just the robots. He focused more on the robots.
I mean, like we can't really use the train as like like I'm not saying you're downplaying him, but I would say I wouldn't think we could like use the train as a downplay because I'm pretty sure, like, correct me if I'm wrong, because it has been a while since I've seen Far From Home. Was he like already tired because of everything that happened, like when he was fighting, and then
well,
the train, the train had came in and hit him?
that was
Yeah,
during the Mysterio illusion thing too, as well.
You know what I'm
Like,
saying? Like, what? So that he was tired, right? And then he's seen dead Tony and all that. Was that after or before?
well, that's
that
the thing.
was
Like, go ahead.
that was all after the whole illusion and everything. Then
Yeah.
all the illusion came down, and then he got hit by the train.
Yeah, so like,
Well,
could we agree that he was like, kind of worn out from that?
Yeah, yeah.
But even with spider senses, Tom, I mean, I don't know, because
And plus,
here's the thing.
we have to take into account how fast that train was.
He wasn't. Yes, it was after the whole illusion thing. But the thing was that it was like a millisecond out of the illusion. Like, because how Mysterio was playing is that he was walking him out while he was in the illusion, lining
Yep.
him up to the train, and then the train hit him. Like, it all kind of came back to reality, like within a second. And then the train hit him.
There's so could we would that even be like kind of valid to use, or like I don't think that would be, because of specifically like what Mysterio was doing. He was like basically setting him up.
I believe how spider senses work is not just based, because all it's doing is alerting Peter Parker throughout comic books, cartoon, and movies. Is that it's just warning him of just danger, but the thing is, it doesn't tell him exactly what danger. I mean, I don't know. I don't
That's
know.
what I was saying. Like, could we really use that? The time him getting by the train. As like, I'm not saying no. Laura, I wasn't using you always saying you're using it as a downplay, but I was saying, like, could we even like kind of use that and bring that up when he was like he was kind of worn out, and then Mysterio with all the illusions drawing him out.
So wait, are you saying that mostly with that train coming, you're saying that Spider-Man was worn out?
I wouldn't
But
say
my
I'm not.
thing
I'm
with
not
that,
saying I'm not saying he's
I think
completely. I'm not
I
saying
think
he's
he's
completely worn
saying
out. I think he was tired though.
I
No,
think
I
he's
don't.
saying that we shouldn't take in him getting hit by the train as downplaying his spider sense because of what he went through, like the past few minutes when he was dealing with all the illusions. I think he's just trying to say,
Even before that, he wasn't all mentally there. Like that half
yeah,
of that movie was him not mentally there. It wasn't until he had that talk with Happy, but like he got his spirit back, because Tony died and everything that happened. He's depressed about Tony. Well, he's not like completely depressed, but he's sad that his mentor was gone, and
my thing.
he wasn't mentally there.
Well, the thing with from an Infinity War, Endgame, and um, Far From Home, I think because the senses were there, but he hadn't like honed it in until the end of Far From Home, taking on those drones, blindly, and that's that. But then we go into No Way Home. He has it down. He knows how to use his spider senses. Because if you go back to even the Doc Ock fight, he knew that was coming from a long shot.
So
The
yeah,
only
I mean, like, I want to ask y'all a quick question about like Tom's spider sense. Like, I don't think I don't know. I think it could be, but it also couldn't. Like, could we like kind of say that it like? Well, I mean, I don't think we could say. Oh, no, we can't say it because there's no proof. But like, if somebody were to say like his spider sense was nerfed because like he wasn't mentally there, would that be safe to say? I don't. Well, thinking about it now, I don't think so because there's no proof of it being like completely nerfed. But I
Well,
don't know.
the thing is, like, we mostly, I mean, the only way we can mostly go off that is I would say no, because you remember in Spider-Man with Toby, he was actually mentally nerfed with, like, Barry Jane, and, like, his spider sense still working. It just wasn't, it was just his web shooters.
You talking about the one? Yeah, the scene with the car.
Yeah.
When he uses his glasses again, he's talking to MJ, and the car comes crashing through the window.
No,
Okay,
I mean,
fellas. So
no,
I'm
I
actually
meant like,
about to power down. It's been fun. Great discussion. I will
Appreciate
see y'all. Talk to y'all later.
Good talking to you.
my
but no,
thing.
I'm talking about like when basically when Toby, like when they broke up type shit, or like they what's going on.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so I guess we could look at it more like.
I mean, if there was proof of it, then I'd be like, I'll be 100% sure that we could use that as being him being mentally nerfed because we already know he wasn't all mentally there, but there was no proof of it nerfing his Spidey sense, so I don't think we could really use that.
I
Okay,
mean, to
so
be honest, I don't think we can really use any of the spider sense when it comes to the death battle, because if they are in a death battle, the impending danger is already there. They're already face to face. They already know that they're
Facts.
going to have to fight. So I don't think spider sense will be a factor other than like dodging punches or whatever. Um,
I can see where you're talking about going with that because if you look at the Venom and Spider-Man fight, he really can't use his senses because he's already because the symbiote was on Spider Peter first, and so that eliminates the Spider senses angle. So I guess we can do that. Yeah,
I
we
would
can do
agree. Yeah, I would agree. I would agree with you, Hennessy. I would definitely agree.
that. Yeah,
and then I think the most important fact that we have to agree on is Tom in the Stark Tech suit or in the fabric suit?
all of them are in
Because
the red blue suit. All of them are.
all regular red and blue. Okay, so with that, like we really can't speculate on Tom other than his actions as in
Fire.
the YouTube videos from Civil War and also the final fight in Homecoming, because those are the only times where he is
Nah, Far From Home.
at the
He
end
had
when he makes the suit.
he had no before that, before he got the dark black suit, he had nothing but web shooters. It was just him wearing that one mask when his school was on a field trip with the whole fire illusion and all that. The water illusion.
I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Like you don't
Oh,
remember that, right? Like it was like
oh
moment
yeah, yeah,
towards
yeah.
the beginning. Yeah. After he
Well,
got there, because he couldn't he couldn't shoot up, because his school was there. He just did he didn't want to be Spider-Man. He didn't want people to know Spider-Man was over there.
Mhm.
And so that's why he would just put on the little mask and fought with that.
Oh, he really wasn't using the Stark Tech at the end fight,
Not
No
yeah, he
Way Home
wasn't.
though.
Yeah, no, he wasn't. He was just what's it called? Even in Far From Home, when he had no suit, he was just using pure web shooters.
so the
Because
thing
the
is,
Stark Tech wasn't active.
I would like to note that Andrew, when he first had his powers or whatnot, his spider senses were mostly going off, and his body was reacting by itself. Like
Yes.
he didn't even know what the hell was going on.
Facts, because we even see that in TASM 1 when he was on the train.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there. Like he
Yep,
didn't know.
oh yeah, and we can even bring up the fact where the spider was crawling in his room and his spidey sense was going off.
And then he legit caught a fly in front of people's in what's Aunt May's
Oh yeah,
face.
talking to Emmett, bro. I remember that.
And he didn't even know. And then the football came. He didn't even know.
Yep,
And
and
that's
he
like,
still caught it. Now the basketball, yeah. Now, yeah, but now people do underrate Andrew's spider sense, but his spider sense like that is really good.
Saved Gwen.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the part in Times Square when he was able to use his webs to save several people from
Yep.
electricity.
Yeah,
no,
because wait,
I was
that
thinking
was a
about
showing the spidey sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
you talking about
Okay,
with
I'm glad. 'Cause
Electro.
I always wondered that when he pressed his web shooters down and like I'm pretty sure he broke them for all the webs to split like the spit out. When he did that, I was like, wait, is that a showing of his spidey sense to save all those people? Because if it is, that's
Uh,
crazy.
well, the thing is with them touching the rails, I don't think that was more what inspired us. I believe that just like showcasing like
His
what's going to
skill.
happen in that second. But I believe like when he was backflipping back, he used
Yeah.
that shoe to expand the car and like stop the car, and then did everything to like stop everybody from touching the rails.
Because
I don't know about that because enable him for unless he has supervision, he has to enable that senses enables him to, I can't say anything today. Basically, the senses are alerting him that there's danger when it comes to a civilian touching the handrail when the electricity is going through it. Because a lot of people downplay the senses. Because if you can go back all the way, I know comics, we can't use comics in this debate, but like the senses go far as in like
Actually,
Spider-Man.
you know what? Yeah, I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm wrong because like I forgot all about that because I already know what you're about to say. No, it was just how the visuals of the movie how they
yeah,
displayed. Why that's why I said that because
but
like it doesn't look like from the spider sense. It's just showing us like oh one of his left shooters fucked up, the other one is there. Oh, and then there's electricity going down into the little metal things on the ground and then connecting to the rails. And oh shit, okay, electricity is going through the to the railings and people was about to touch it. So then what's going to happen in this instant second? And then that's what happened.
yeah,
But yeah, no,
I would also ask, what could we use that as like him showing off his skill too, or like would that just purely be spider sense? Because for him to react in that moment to break his web shooters and for them to spit out, like would that be a case of skill, or would that just be like him just reacting to his spidey sense?
Here's the thing.
it's mostly both. It's mostly both.
I think
No, okay.
we gotta look. We gotta treat spider senses in this fight as like if Spider-Man was fighting Venom, or even Carnage, because like then when he fights them, their spider senses do not alert when Venom is about to do such and such because originally the symbiote was on Peter first, so everything that Peter had transferred over to Eddie and the Venom and whatnot. So I would treat it as in like.
Well, the thing is, I mean, you can't really do that because you remember when Tom and Andrew they seen each other, they shit went off, and it was like, oh shit, type shit, like
Yep.
they just looked at each other and it was like, oh, let's fight, motherfucker, beep beep beep.
Wait. Would that also be a showing that their spidey sense, like them sensing each other? That they had like what would they sense? Like were they sensing that they had like the same abilities or something?
No, they just I don't know. I just know that they sensed each other. Like you could just tell. Like
Exactly.
that in the comics they showcase that too. Like Silk and like like oh actually Spider Verse and then freaking Peter and Miles. He's
Yep.
just like me type shit. Like
We can even bring up the Clone Saga, which I hate some of that, but we can even bring that up with Ben Reilly.
Well, they mentioned in No Way Home that because Toby and Andrew were there for quite a bit. I would assume they were there at the same time when the villain showed up through whatever happened with the multiverse thing, which was never really explained. But because the whole time, like I think it was Toby that mentioned that he knows. Like I think you probably see him in TV, but he could sense that him and Andrew needed to be there for Tom because he was going through something. So I think that connection is there.
And it was really funny because I'll agree with Key because we do know that they sensed each other because when Andrew and Tom looked at each other, they were like, wait, like you're not him, and they flipped, they did all the whole thing.
I don't know if that's the angle of the sense part or the fact that it's multiverse and those two haven't really. I mean, even Tom really haven't really. I mean,
like if we look at those two, we can see that they like something is off. Like they're looking at each other and they know something is off. Like it looked like they were sensing something in each other.
no. So the
That's
thing
Yeah,
what
but I
the,
don't
the
think that
that's
was
what
necessarily a threat because I
so
think the only for said thing with the spider sense in any adaptation is that the spider senses mostly act on threats. But I don't think they were like looking at each other like, oh, this dude's gonna hurt me or whatever. I think they were just trying to test each other.
Oh no.
hold on, wait. So the spider senses is mostly. It depends because mostly like if you consider somebody as a friend, your spider senses will mostly go off like at all, or mostly it won't go off all the time. So it just depends on who you are. So mostly like them two just staring at each other or whatnot. Yeah, you could say it either went off or it didn't, but in the case how they was just looking at each other, I don't know what the hell what they was doing.
And I would say I would say it would be senses because when we see Toby and Andrew look at each other, like Andrew, even like not even Andrew, but Toby even told us that he's like, wait, like they're giving like a visual cue. Like if you look at those two, that they like it feels like they're sensing something. But that's probably it. Might not be that. That's just how it looks to me.
Well, like I said, like it doesn't even have to use that. It's the fact that when Toby said that he can sense that Tom needs
True.
them. That's
Yeah.
that's the evidence right there is that there is
Yeah.
that connection. I think when it comes to spider people, even with the Venom stuff, because that there was a connection with that. I think, and if there's a connection with the spider whoever, I think there's always going to be connection. I think that's been shown in every iteration through the comics,
Yeah. A
cartoons.
good instance is in the comic books is Silk.
Oh yeah, well, do you really want to go
Yeah,
that
let's
deep with
not talk
that?
about that one, but like, yeah,
Wait, what happened?
yeah.
Oh, by the way, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it.
Say it.
I don't want to say it because I already got in trouble with Sony this week.
Sony?
Oh, for real?
Mm-hmm. But just I'm gonna say Cindy. I'm gonna say Cindy Moon, and I'm gonna leave it there. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna leave it
Are
there.
you talking about the fact that that her and Peter can't be close to each other because the
Oh yeah.
hormones, the spider hormones, the hormone stuff?
No, they retconned that. They stopped doing that. Yeah, they
Oh, they
stopped.
retconned it. Okay,
Yeah,
I'm glad. I'm
they stopped
glad.
doing that shit.
Because I remember like in the second grade picking up a little comic book that like, had those two in it, and that
Yeah,
happened.
I
I
remember
was
that. But yeah, they stopped doing all that.
okay.
Well,
I'm glad. I'm glad.
the reason why I brought it up, I'm not gonna say anything further, but there's a reason why I brought that up. I'm not
Her
gonna say
current
it.
stuff is fire though. Like
I'm not gonna.
it's like her current stuff is fire.
Wait,
But I guess
was you gonna make the joke about the other Spider-Man doing the same thing?
say what?
I said, was you gonna make a joke about the other Spider-Man doing the same thing or something?
Well, the reason why I'm not saying anything about Cindy Moon is because I just got in trouble with Sony earlier this week about showing stuff about the Spider-Man game, and
Ah.
and I don't want to
Bro,
say
I'm
anything further.
telling you.
Oh.
I got mad, bro, seeing people leak this stuff. Like,
Hey,
okay,
Marquis.
if you're showing something that's already been shown, like in the trailer or something, or like that's already been shown on Twitter or something, like it's already been like everybody has seen it, cool. But it's different from like just leaking something and not like putting in a spoiler warning when you did it. That's why I didn't have a problem with your thing, cinema fans, because that was something like we all have literally seen. We all seen what Venom looks like in the game.
It
But
don't
it
matter.
was
It
So
don't
like,
matter if Sony had a problem with it.
so
yeah, I agree. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I agree. Like,
so
I definitely like
are
you
you
for
saying
what you did. You definitely did right because, like, Sony had got getting in trouble with Sony. That's serious. So I definitely, I definitely respect and agree with how you handled that situation. I'm just saying, like, it's for me, it's a difference between showing something that's already been shown and everybody's seen, than like leaking actual stuff that nobody has seen. Like, I have blocked so much people because they just been spam leaking stuff from the game, bro. It's annoying.
so like is Cindy well actually no, is this person making an appearance? Is that what you're trying to
Don't
say?
ask questions. Don't ask questions.
They know what I'm talking about.
um, that's the best way.
Don't answer. I don't
Is
want you to
that
get in
oh
trouble,
wait,
man.
is that thing relatable?
It's relatable. It's relatable.
Okay.
It's relatable. It's really. I'll leave it there. I'll leave it there. But well, yeah.
My bad.
I'm just saying, man. I want Andrew to get one. I know it's never gonna happen. I want Andrew to get his third movie. It's deserved.
Okay, so can we all? Okay, so where do we stand with the whole death battle? Do
Toby.
So I think we should go down. I think we should go down in categories. So like, I don't think it's fair to have all three of them going together at once because then that kind of takes away from like, oh, they're close to beating one, and then he focuses on the other one because that one comes in. I think we should just go like each like pair each of them and go one by one, and whoever wins the most is who's on top. So like starting off, who would win between Toby and Andrew?
So
I have Toby and Andrew. Well, I'm gonna have Toby beating him.
Toby
It's been and
between
my
Toby and Andrew?
reasons for it. Yeah, my reasons for it. It's been shown. It's been shown in the Toby's trilogy that you said Andrew slams. Wow. But it's been shown that Andrew is way superior in strength. He's a superior Spider-Man in strength when it comes to Andrew Garfield. I do think Andrew Garfield is faster than him because it has been shown by him like literally dodging Electro's lightning. Now I don't do like the whole Mav scaling thing to his lightning, so I don't know how fast it is. I just know it was fast, and I do think it was fast. It's faster than everything that Toby has dealt with.
I don't see Toby climbing up webs like Andrew is, so let's leave it there. Okay, that's all I gotta say about that. If we're talking about fastness, then we can just break it down to the swinging aspect. Andrew got that
Yep.
still.
Lifting strength. I do think Tom is. I do think Toby. I think Toby's stronger in lifting strength, but I'm talking about like pure physical strength. I would say
It would be still be.
Toby Maguire is stronger
I agree.
in pure physical strength.
Yeah, well,
Now, when it comes to pure speed, now Andrew definitely takes that. I would agree
we're
with
just
that.
talking
But
Toby and Andrew. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I might say like, oh yeah, I don't know, like pure physical strength. Like I think it's safe to say and valid to say Toby takes that category.
I agree. So what's the next category I say?
He says
I think
Andrew has durability feats. AP equals durability.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Wait, what?
Tell that to Lizard. Tell that to Lizard.
That's like saying since Vegeta could blow planets and he got legit cut by a sword. So I mean, like,
Yeah, I agree.
you can't output the same force as electricity to somebody with a punch.
I think Toby has the most durability because he's been like through so much with the train and everything. Like the train was probably the most he has ever endured, and he was just knocked out for what, like a minute and a half, and then he just got up and he's like, "All right,
Nah,
let's do it."
them bombs. Them bombs was. That's what it was.
Yeah, the
Them
bombs
bombs.
too, and then with Andrew, like as much as I love Andrew, like he got scratched by the lizard. He was like, "Oh, I'm done."
Yeah, like
Not
legit
even
and
that.
like legit getting scratched and like getting electrified by Electro. I mean, like that's cool, but obviously his physical ability, his physicals are like way enhanced. So like obviously he's going to be able to withstand that. Um,
Facts.
because like he even said he was like, come on, shake it off, bro. Like your nerves are just tingle the fuck up. Just go ahead and get up.
Exactly.
Not even that. I mean, the whole Sandman thing where he's taking his whole big ass fist and just bam, just Toby the whole time. And you know how heavy sand is in one bag. Imagine that all that together in that big ass
Hold on.
fist.
Wait, because Abyss was saying that like we gotta compare them in No Way Home because they're all better than what they were in their own movies.
We're
I
not
disagree.
doing that though. That's the
I
thing.
disagree.
Okay, let me ask this. Let me ask this. So we all agree that Andrew is both more agile. I think he has the most endurance and everything. Do you
Endurance?
guys think? Do you guys think if Andrew is able to dodge and just last as long as he could against Toby, he would stand a chance? Like if Toby gets tired.
Well, no, because we do have to
Yeah.
take in skill and battle experience too. And like, I mean, we said we're not gonna use No Way Home, but would y'all not agree? Would y'all agree that even if we're not gonna compare No Way Home, Toby still would have been able to shoot and block his web shooters because
Wait. Hold up.
Toby has he has base does he basically have unlimited webs like basically.
Pretty much.
No,
Yeah.
Toby's webs can run out.
Oh, they do.
Where was that stated, or when was that at? Because
No, that was like verbatim shown.
with his web blockers when his mood.
Yeah, his like web
So
inherently
like
got like blocked.
so other than that, with his moods changing and stuff like that, to actually block his webs, what are other instances that when he's like not nerfed anything like that? Where is it stated that he's
Well,
like
there's no other like instances inherently.
Yeah,
I'm
so
just saying
now
that he can still run out.
I
Is
wouldn't
Andrew
say
how
my
can
bad.
you make that
You off
assumption?
my
is Andrew
How can I
physically?
make that wait, what? How can I make that assumption? Are you
because
like interp?
no
Wait, key.
I
Hold up.
wouldn't
Are you
say
saying that I need? Okay, sure.
No, yeah,
no
Hold on.
I
I
would say
can
like
end
I
this
wouldn't.
right now. I can end this right now. If Andrew cannot physically stop Toby from shooting webs, then that's just there's no further debate because kind of like what Marvel is bringing up is that because when we're talking about agility and how fast, Toby shot Andrew's web shooters, but Andrew can't do the same thing because again he comes out of his it's organic and he can't stop it. And I mean the The only way Andrew can stop Toby, only stop Toby. Hold on. The only reason why, the only reason why Andrew can stop Toby from shooting webs is if Andrew sits him down in a therapy room and talk about his life and everything else and make him emotional. That's the only reason.
I
Wait,
would,
based off,
I would,
where's that based
I
off
would,
of? That's just like complete
wait,
headcanon. The
Spider-Man.
oh
only
wait,
instance
I
we
would
see of
also,
Toby, even like,
The movie
okay
itself.
then.
The movie
wait,
itself. The movie
I
itself.
would like to. I would like to say like something real quick. Like, I don't think we should be able to take Spider-Man 2 as like him that being a web blocker because all his powers were stopping. It wasn't just his webs. That was just like all his powers.
But that's the point, is that the webs are part of his, his system, his body. And just like my point is that the only reason why Andrew is able to stop Toby from shooting webs is basically to have Toby go through a midlife crisis. That's the only reason
No,
why.
that's not. No, I'm saying like I'm saying like I don't think that specific moment would be like that. That would say that's him running out of his webs because like all that wasn't like just his webs. Like all his powers were just
Okay,
stopping.
we get it,
So it's like
Okay, yeah, he didn't run out of webs there. Sure, it's fine. You can't just say that he has unlimited webs though, because that's still an
no, I wasn't.
NLF.
Why not?
That's why I wasn't. That's why I was asking if he did. I wasn't saying he did. That's why I
Okay,
asked.
yeah,
And I was
Key.
saying,
That's still an
But
NLF. It
but
doesn't
where
matter.
but where
I'm not
has it
key.
been stated? Where has it been stated in Toby's trilogy and even No Way Home? Where is it stated that Toby ran out of webs besides his midlife crisis?
It doesn't have to. What I'm saying is, it doesn't have to be stated. You just can't assume that it's unlimited because that's a no limits fallacy.
Well, we actually can't assume because there's no other
Okay,
cases that
what? Okay, do you know
people
what a
have.
no limits fallacy is, Key?
What do you mean? So mostly, if we only have like evidence of him not mostly run out of webs due to the fact that his mood's changing, and that's only just because of web blockage. If that's the only proof that we have, then we can mostly safely assume that.
Okay. So a no limits fallacy is assuming that because there's no stated limits, that there are no limits, right? Like for example, just because we haven't seen like him run out of webs doesn't mean he can't run out of webs.
So how can you make the interpretation that he can?
What I'm saying is that it's possible because you're trying to imply that he has
How?
infinite energy and infinite stamina, which he doesn't.
But then
I don't think we should be
That's
arguing
what a
on
no
when they
limits
would run
fallacy
out.
is. You're kind of like going circular. It falls under a fallacy that you have to disprove, and you're not disproving it.
okay, then
I
where are
don't
you
know.
disproving your case?
I
I
feel
don't
like
think this is really a valid
but
argument because I don't think any fight is going to go long enough for either of them to run out of webs.
I
I
will
Well,
say
mean, it
like
doesn't. Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, that's what like he put into question. So we're gonna have to like do that.
that's all that. No, that's why I was asking. Like, like, does he have unlimited webs? Because other than Spider-Man 2, when he had his like the thing going on in his life, his mood and stuff, when all his powers stopped, like, could we like how? I mean, that's why I was asking you. Like,
that's
how
why I
could we
said.
use
That's
that
why I
as
said.
that being a
I said
completely
it's
blockage for his
safely.
webs?
That's why I said.
How could that be used as a showing as him, being able to run out?
So that's why I say it's safely to assume that he
Yeah,
does. He
that's
can
yeah,
run out
It's
of
not
webs.
that's
safe
what.
to assume because that's still no limits fallacy. You're like not listening.
I mean, I really don't need to listen to your reasoning on why it is because mostly if we have all this evidence of him not running out of webs, mostly only due to the fact that he had just had a web blockage for his mood, then yes, we can. So if we never
But
seen
you
it,
know that's like blatant pigheadedness. It doesn't matter if you
That's
have
what
evidence to prove that it does, right?
so so so, mo- so
That's still based
mostly
off of ignorance.
the assumptions that he can do these things is mostly can be applicable in these fights because if we don't have any more
Why?
statements or evidence of him not, actually contradicting that statement, then we can say that
Yeah,
he's
that's
Okay,
capable.
an argument from ignorance. You're saying that because of lack of
It's not.
evidence of contradiction, it can't be a
hold on.
contradiction.
I'm the
It's not
That's
host.
really.
fallacious.
It's not really.
I'm the host.
That's not
Let,
really.
yeah,
Do you
cinema
not
fan.
know what the fallacy
Wait,
is?
let cinema fan speak real fast.
I'm the host. Hold on. If we're using that logic, then there's no debate then, because then you apply that same logic to any of the other Spider-Man, because we can't assume this, that, and the other when it comes to basing on if they can run out of webs or not, because then we have to use
Yeah,
that
well,
same thing.
yeah, that's irrelevant. I don't think any of them have unlimited webs, though.
I'm pretty sure that Andrew does have limited webs because he does refill
They
himself.
all have limited webs.
Wait, Maki. Okay. If we just take that argument at face value, right? Why is that like relevant? Because if all the other Spider-Man, Tom and Andrew, run out of webs too, that wouldn't be necessarily a win con for Toby or
Well,
any
I know.
other
Okay,
Spider-Man.
that's not my art. Well, I'm not saying that like that's my whole entire argument. They tried to bring up that maybe Toby could have unlimited webs so it would help him in a battle. Like, even though it might not help him in battle because it might go be like a short fight, they're still trying to bring it up. I'm just saying it's a terrible argument altogether.
I
So
was just
my
asking
next
because I
question
thought
would
he
be,
did.
we know that Toby's webs are organic, like his body creates them, and the
And
only evidence we have to even suggest that it would run out is Spider-Man 2. But the thing was, he didn't run out of webs. It was blocked because of his mental state. So I don't think that's necessarily equivalent.
So that's what I'm saying.
okay, again, like I
Awesome.
said several times before, that's an argument from ignorance. You're saying because we've only have one instance of the contrary of it getting blocked, it can never be blocked. That's like
We're
the
not
equivalent
arguing
if
that
I
it
said
can't be
there's no.
blocked, though.
Where's your
No, sorry,
statement?
not blocked. Sorry, not blocked. Ran out.
Okay, then
But
where?
it didn't run out, though. That's the thing.
Yes, that's
Okay,
what I'm saying.
again, that's an argument that, like, do you not know what an argument from ignorance is?
I don't think it's an argument from ignorance, though, because we know
Why?
the reason why he stopped producing webs. It was because of a mental block. It wasn't because he ran out.
You stated that in No Way
I'm
Home.
not referring to that. I'm just saying in general, you're saying that he can never like run out of webs. That's the
I'm not
claim that
saying
y'all
that.
bring
I'm
up.
saying that.
No,
I'm
Okay,
nobody's
just
yeah, I'm
saying
saying
that.
that's the claim that they brung up. Now, I'm not
No,
talking
I
about you,
was.
Marvel guy. I'm not
Oh,
talking about you, Marvel guy. Like, I
oh,
know what you said was like, I guess like some sort of like a not headcanon, but like some sort of hypothesis. But Key is
yeah.
saying since there's no evidence to prove that there's no limits, that there shouldn't be any limits. That's
So
a blatant no
mostly,
limits fallacy.
so mostly for that, when I say that he can't run out, is that I said it's safely to assume it's due to the fact that if we don't have any evidence or any statements of how he can run out, then I'm saying you can safely assume. Like either way, there's two sides of a disagreement that can mostly be right. So that's why I'm saying from my side, I'm saying like, safely assuming if there's no statements or anything proving that he can run out of webs, I'll just say, oh, he has unlimited webbing since, it's like, biological whatnot. But from your stance, if you're saying, oh, well, if there's nothing proven, then I would say that mostly it is limited because, from your reasoning. So from two sides, mostly we're still correct, but it is what I'm saying.
I know. I just don't think that like logic just works at all. Because like I could apply the same logic to like everyday things in life. Since I have no proof that there's no proof of the contrary that I went to the store. It's not possible that I went to the store. It just doesn't logically make sense.
Key. Can
It's
I
based
tweak
off
your
of
argument?
ignorance.
Well, I
Key,
mean,
What'd you say?
Can I tweak your argument a little bit?
sure.
Because
Sure.
I think both of you guys are right, and but the way I'd say it is, Key, I think you're more saying that we've never seen Toby, like we know that Toby, because he organically produces it, it's logical and it's not baseless to say that, yeah, his body can probably run out to the point where it needs to make more, so we won't have them in a fight. But I think you're trying to say that we've never seen him run out in a fight, so it's not logical to say that in a fight against Andrew, he would get to that point where he'd run out of webs. Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah, pretty much. That's all I'm saying. You just safely assume. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Yeah. So Maki, I think both of you guys are right. You can't say that he has unlimited webs and he'll never run out, but it's also logical to say that he won't run out in a fight because
Yeah.
he's never shown
Okay.
to.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. That's fine. Like, I also want to tackle another thing. You try to say like, yeah, sorry. Andrew will only be able to like get through Toby's like web blockers or try to like block their webs via like some random state where he's
Well,
like mental nurture or whatever.
I think he was joking. I think he was just joking, Mikey.
I was just
I think
joking.
yeah, he was just
Uh,
joking at that point.
yeah,
Yeah, he
because like
was
I
joking
don't
about
like
the
the
midlife
battle. I don't
crisis.
like. Yeah, I don't like the battle IQ argument. And you said you weren't using No Way Home feats.
Yeah,
Say
because
what again?
he said that no, we're not using No Way Home.
Then how do you scale them? Are you scaling them across first?
Wait a minute.
But excuse my friends, how we
Oh.
doing it?
If
So
you're
like,
scaling them cross-verse wise, Andrew would take speed, Toby would take literally nothing, sorry, not Toby. Tom would take literally nothing, and Toby would take strength.
My mindset going into this was that we were including everything, including No Way Home, and like because I feel like that's the only way
Exactly.
you can have a true death battle between all three is that if you imply everything that has been, like you said, like basically what's stated, but you know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
want everything.
If you scale them inverse, then it's Andrew all the way when it comes to No Way Home. No Way Home is where he has like his best feats.
Because
But when it's like cross-verse, I don't know.
if we exclude No Way Home, then Tom really doesn't have a stance to stand on if we bring Tom
So
into the
I
fight.
don't really get.
Tom,
wait,
relative with
wait,
Thanos.
Wait, Maki, could you explain to me real fast? Cause like I'm kind of like what a lot of people know, like, when it comes to scaling, I'm not the brightest one. So what would like could you please explain, like, why would it like either cross verse, like why would it like be like that?
Okay. So like No Way Home is the only like iteration of Spider-Man where all three of them exist and they're in the exact same verse, right? Kind of like for example,
Yeah,
like DC, right? The DC verse has like one singular verse, and if I'm doing Batman versus Superman, that's inverse, right? If I'm doing Batman
yeah,
versus like Spider-Man, which is a completely different verse, that's cross verse, right? So we know that even though
yeah.
these Spider-Mans now exist in their own verse, before they didn't. So like the Spider-Man verse that Toby was in is a completely different verse than the one that like Andrew was in. So it would therefore be cross verse.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
You're fine. It's just like when you do cross verse, it's so weird because then people, oh my god, people like to wank the novels for
I
Toby
mean,
a lot.
it's not really weird. It just depends on who you're going against because like it's more like you just have to like dig deep on the evidence on like what they did and like compare like their feats and like mostly the characters that they're going against and their abilities against these other
Well,
people.
I
It's
just don't know
just
who would win. Well, yeah, I would just not know who would win between Andrew and Toby if it was cross verse because Toby has like every single strength feat in the book, and Toby
Facts.
has like yeah, and Toby is just like yeah, Toby just more durable. Probably more endurance. Actually, no, I can argue Andrew has more endurance and way better
I would
speed.
say
He would
Andrew
like
has more
speed blitz the
endurance.
crap out of Toby.
so like I got a question. So like when Andrew came into that verse, what was the time? Because I remember it was after I know it was after their death, but like he wasn't really that old.
I
Was it
think
like
it's
maybe
Didn't we state that we're using each of like their prime time like physicality?
so
yeah.
like that's still Spider-Man 2 though, right?
Yeah.
Wait,
So
why would we be excluding No Way Home though?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
Oh, I never
why?
Because
said that.
like
Yeah.
I say that because even though they're not technically in their prime physically, they still are shown to be better in No Way Home than what they were in their movies.
Well,
Actually,
that's
no,
because
I
I
agree.
believe in the comics. I believe in the Spider when you're older, you actually get better. So I mean,
well, that's why I'm
I don't
quoting
think the
No Way Home.
comics are even the comics aren't even canon to like the movies. Like
oh yeah,
in the
but
comics, Andrew
yeah, they
Garfield
take
like
some,
actually fought
take
an
something.
alien, but like in the movies, he said he never fought an alien.
You know what I'm saying?
Wait, hold
They
on, wait.
take
There's
some
Tandem
things. They
comics.
take some
Like,
things.
there's comics like correlated to
Yeah,
Andrew's movies.
Yeah, there are.
yeah there are.
Yeah, they just take some things from the comics and put it in the movies, but not like
Yeah,
everything, basically.
Oh, I did not know there was comics like
Jersey.
taken
yeah.
from
I
Andrew's
found that
movies.
out a
I did
couple
not know
months
that.
ago when I was like arguing Andrew like violates both Tom and Toby individually.
So
Yeah,
like the
he's
Like
thing is,
months
I
ago.
so
agree with that.
even
Toby too.
hold on. So even so, like even with them being like stronger and more mature when they get like older or whatnot, don't you think that still would be applicable for Andrew, not Andrew, Toby, since he was still keeping up with a morally and is still his prime, um, Andrew in that one fight they had or a little
What
scuffle,
fight are you referring to?
or a little scuffle. Like so in the comics, so basically when you get older as a Spider-Man, you mostly get stronger, faster, da da da. Da. So when Toby came into basically Tom Holland's verse with also with Andrew or whatnot, they basically had this little scuffle or whatnot, and they both did the exact same speed to like keep up with each other, and actually with Toby getting the upper hand.
Come on, No Way Home when he
Yeah,
flipped and they did web shooters thing.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
So that's
You
what
want
I'm
so
saying.
would
to
that be?
So that's
Wait,
what
would
I'm
that
saying.
be
Like,
like?
wouldn't, huh?
Oh wait, my bad. I cut y'all off. That's my fault.
No, I was just saying, like, wouldn't that still be applicable for Toby mostly being at that speed? If he was like,
Okay,
wait,
like I would argue like Toby is relative, but like, in terms of overall speed, I would like easily just give it to like
so
Andrew, honestly.
like, you mean like travel speed instead of combat speed? Is what you're saying?
No, overall speed.
No, I think like overall speed.
No, because here's the thing. Like, in that little scuffle, like they were both like
In a
not I
real,
wouldn't say
like,
mental nerf, but like they didn't
in a
know
real
what was
sense.
going on. They were like so extremely confused and they didn't know what moves to make. And the only reason Toby got the upper hand is because of his like sense battle IQ. He's like, oh, he could sense that he has blockers. I might as well try to block him. He's like, oh, okay.
Wait.
Like
He sensed
these
that he
guys were
had.
like,
Well, he sensed that he had. I thought he just like saw that he had web shooters. That's why.
No,
wait,
I
you
don't
can
think
see
they can.
them?
No,
I can't see them. Maybe I'm blind, but
he
like
didn't
I
sense
can't
Wait,
physically see the
really?
web shooters.
he didn't sense or see him. He just As soon
He
as
just
like
did
Toby got
it.
hit.
Didn't he
Wait, so
shoot first?
Wait,
Bro, I ain't
why
gonna
would he
lie.
do?
I'm not gonna. I'm
Why
not gonna lie.
though?
I legit.
Wait,
I
why
kept
would he
on. I
just
kept on
randomly do it if he
rewatching.
didn't know he had rub shooters?
I mean, I
I thought
kept.
he
No,
I
you
saw
kept, I
him.
can
kept
see you can
rewatching.
see Andrew's web shooters on the
Yeah, you
outside of
can
the
see him.
suit.
Yeah, you can see him. They're a
Am I
lighter
like
they're a lighter
blind?
red.
Because I've never
Yes,
saw
they're
that. Like
fat
I've
red web shooters. I don't know how you
Yeah,
don't
like
see
fat.
them.
yeah.
Fat
Yeah,
red
his
shoes.
web shooters it's a lighter red in his suit. They're lighter than his suit. That's why you
Oh,
can see
okay.
him.
So are we
No,
saying
I'm
that
just
they
saying. I'm just
saw him
saying from
though?
the movie point. I don't even think like he even looked at him. They were just looking at each other. Then as soon as they did
They
all that
did.
little flip and
I mean,
shit.
like I don't know. I don't know. I mean, like because when we see them do that flip and shoot the webs, I mean they are both looking at each other. So like, would y'all say
Toby,
that
Yeah,
they
like
just
Toby,
did
they
that
were
Toby
on
just
both
got
mistake?
off
like
first.
confused, looking at a whole time space portal, just like completely
Facts.
Or
dumbfounded.
I'm not
Oh
even
I
gonna
yeah.
mean,
lie,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
not how I interpreted it at all. I thought it was just like Toby like seeing another guy dressed as Spider-Man and then testing him, and then he just shot his wrist because that's where the web shooters are.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I was just saying, oh, more
Mm,
like
Oh,
like,
okay.
he just
Yeah,
Like
not gonna lie.
I saw it as them just messing around, like, oh, we're both
yeah.
Spider-Man.
That's a
Yeah, but
valid
that
interpretation. Because I took it as like I thought he had seen his web shooters, which is why when they jumped and flipped, they got it. And then when Andrew looked at him, he's like, yeah, you got him.
and that's a fucked up back ass Toby. I'm just playing.
so
And
back to the
even
death
if you don't
battle.
want to argue that he saw the web shooters, you can just say that like Toby knows that
Oh
webs
no
shoot
no
out
no
of your
no no! I
wrists.
said that. No, I said that. That's what I was about to say, but you said it first. So never mind.
Yeah.
So back to
Yeah.
the death battle. Like, I think the main factor of who would win this fight is: do you guys think that Andrew would be able to dodge and evade like punches or any attack long enough to where Toby would, get a little slower, get tired, and where or Andrew would be able to get the upper hand?
So
I
which
would.
Toby are we using? Are we using the
I mean,
Spider Man?
honestly, I feel like honestly, Andrew always got the upper hand unless they were like dumbfounded. Like especially when it came to like Toby fighting like Andrew's villains. And I like it when people bring this up because I like to say that like Croc was like destroying like Toby, but like people are like, oh, but Toby got like blinded by the webs, and I'm like, Toby has like the best Spidey sense out of everyone here. It's like not even funny. Like his danger sense is
Well,
on like a completely different level that he would be able to sense it regardless.
So like if
Seeing
we're
like inherently
I
doesn't
would.
matter.
so mostly if we're
I
not
would say that I don't know, I would say that you could take it as it would matter because I mean like granted like you said like people does say you got blinded by the webs, but I mean like if you're in the middle of fighting somebody then you just get blinded they'll fight
yeah.
I wouldn't say his pirate sense is gonna activate just like that like straight when he get blinded I don't think
So
it was
more
gonna operate
so
like that.
morally
I mean, his Spidey sense reacted when an entire car was about to go through his building.
so Mikey, so I
But that's
believe
true
like
that's what
if
like
I'm
what
not
he was
hold on
saying
hold
with
on hold
MJ.
on. Hold on. So like
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken, like I'm gonna use the comic like reference again, but like I don't know if they used it or not. But in this case, like if they're mostly getting hit by each other without them even knowing that, I'm pretty sure it's safe to assume this. But mostly in the comics, they did say that mostly which are spider sense, if you don't deem nobody as a threat, then it mostly won't go off. Or it just depends on the user. Like it mostly won't go off. But even though it still say that your spider sense is always going off, but if you're not like as a threatened danger, it wouldn't really go off as such. But
Yeah,
also,
I would also say that like to bring up that the feat with the car and stuff. I would also say like that's his spider sense telling him that danger is automatically there. Like it's coming at you. I would say like that. Like granted, like when he's already fighting somebody, he's already in the middle of a full-fledged fight with the lizard, and then he gets blinded. I don't think his spider sense is gonna be like, oh, it's danger right there because he already knows it, and
yeah,
he's right
Yeah,
there.
so
Like
how the spider sense goes is it kind of works all the time. It's like a feeling that he has when danger's around him. It doesn't tell him where it is or what's necessarily
it just
coming.
depends. It just depends on the user, like if they want to
Yeah.
act or not.
Are we basing
I
it
mean,
on
if
movies or
that really
comics?
was the case, then how come like Spider-Man knew specifically to go to the left while like the car was like going through the entire restaurant?
You just have to argue that
true.
what's it
But
called? That the movies it works differently.
what are you talking about, Mary Jane?
Oh, you're talking about the comics. Oh, never mind then. I don't really care about the comics.
I was bringing up the movie like when you were talking about the car coming at him. I would say like when
Yeah.
it comes to that when it's like I mean that's something he don't know. So I would think that his pirate sense would just like basically like tell him that danger is there, like danger is coming or something like that. Other than when he's already in a full-fledged fight.
Like
When he's
like
already in a full
honestly,
fight.
But in that
If
car
his
scene,
danger
he was
sense is like,
looking
oh my
for
god, danger is coming, like inherently, it's terrible because like, what direction is it? Like, oh my god, danger's coming.
true.
Where? It just
Yeah,
comes from
well,
the sky and
that's
just
how it
crushes
works.
you.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Was he
Like,
facing
and if
when
that's how it works in the comics, I'm disappointed.
Well,
I don't
wait,
think
wait,
that's
wait,
how it
wait.
works
When
in
you
the movies,
say
though.
was he
when you
facing
bring up
what
the car feat, didn't like Spider-Man just went downwards? He just pushed MJ down. Like he wasn't necessarily dodging the car. He
Yeah,
was
he
just
well,
trying
was
to
who
get
knows?
facing
down.
Who knows? It
Yeah.
could have came from below.
was he facing the outside
I
or
mean, yes, but you at that point I
Yeah,
just
well,
argued
we
Toby's
could.
battle IQ. So he'd just kind of be like,
Yeah,
well, it's probably gonna come from the glass behind me.
yeah, that'd be my
Well,
natural reaction. That's probably what
I
his
mean, who
natural
knows? It could have
reaction
been.
was
It
to
could
jump
have.
and
Well,
die.
the
but was
glass
he
behind
facing
you, based off of battle IQ. I mean, based off of battle IQ, it could have been like the store owner about to shoot me with a Glock, dog. Like, who knows?
It could be a lot of
I
Could
those
mean,
have been
like,
that.
things.
but like, if you bring in the fights, like, I mean, would you not like be like, it's kind of like kind of like a PTSD thing, because like what happened with Norman when he tried to take the glider to go to his back and he just flipped. I like it was natural reaction. Would you not say it could be the same way with the car? Like, if I like like we all know he sensed it, obviously. Like, if we sense something with like his natural reaction, be like it may be coming from pause, but it may be like coming from behind, and then like, you just natural reaction, like you just push her out the way and duck.
Well, also Spider-Man, even in the movies, gets hit. Like with his, even though his spider sense is going, he still gets hit. So I would just say like it's not perfect. He knows danger's coming and he
Yeah.
just guesses.
Well, well. No one ever says like spider sense is perfect. That just means he got blitzed. Regardless, like here's the thing: when it comes to precognition, I feel like everyone has precognition to like an extent. But like, if you can't dodge it even after precognition, you're just slow. You're either that or just like that thing is faster. It's
I,
blitzing you.
I I think that would be correct depending on the precog. With the properties of spider sense, I don't think it's a precog where it's like, oh, he's able to predict where danger's coming from. It's just he knows danger's coming.
Mm.
So you
Yeah,
may be
Yeah,
yeah.
blitzing the
that
spider sense. I don't think it necessarily correlates to blitzing Spider-Man.
Wait, are we
yeah,
are we
hasn't that even
talk about
comics
the
too?
comics or the movie? Talk about the comics or the
They're,
movie?
they're, they're talking about the movies. I'm saying like, but like the way Abyss, like the way you just explained it, hasn't that been the same in the comics too, right?
Yeah, it
The
is,
comics.
and that's how I usually go about arguing the comics. But for this discussion, we're talking about
Yeah,
movies. So,
yeah, movies. So I mean, like the way you explained it, like how it goes in the movies. I mean, it correlates perfectly with the comics. So I mean, I wouldn't be mad to say like it's like that.
oh no, it's exactly like that in the comics. It's just
Yes,
easier to talk about in the comics.
no, I'm talking about, no, I'm saying like it's like that in the movies.
Oh yeah, yeah. The way I would have argued it, like with the lizard thing, right? With Toby getting blinded with the webs, I wouldn't even go down that route. I just go down the route that he wasn't struggling with lizard, but he didn't know diff the lizard like how Andrew did literally a couple
Yeah,
minutes later. Like when he was trying to grab the cure and the lizard was after Tom, I believe, and Andrew like put down the lizard in like three moves and then just moved
yeah,
on.
yeah, because he webbed them up and that was it. But could we make the argument that the only reason he did it that easily is because he fought him before?
Oh
I
yeah.
wouldn't say so because in the fight prior, he didn't learn anything about the lizard per se. He
I
he
think
didn't even technically win that fight.
I think yeah, I
No, I'm
think
saying like
no, I
Andrew.
think
No, I'm talking about like Andrew. Like the only reason he no diffed him that fast and easily is because Andrew has history with him.
no, so basically what I'm saying, so basically to answer your question, I mostly would say yeah because like even though he didn't like defeat him or whatnot, but like he basically put him holding in place because he already used that before wrapping him up. But I guess in the other instance, he mostly did it at a better degree to actually hold him into his position for a little bit of time.
So
I would
I
agree, Key. I would agree if he went about wrapping him up like how he did in TASM 1
true.
in high school. He didn't go about that route in No Way Home though. He kicked the lizard off of him, he punched him in the
And webbed
face,
him
and
up.
then webbed him to the banister.
Didn't he like he
Yeah.
wasn't like getting overpowered or something like that?
Uh, I think he off guarded him to get him on his back, and then like Andrew just kicked him off like no difficulty.
Yeah. So basically like what you're saying, it's like that could be used, as like kind of like a downplay for Tom, or like nah, like you just like breaking up a fact.
Mm, I think that's an argument to be made for Toby over not Toby, Andrew
I mean,
over
not
Toby.
Tom, not Tom. My bad. I don't know
Yeah,
why I
yeah,
said Tom.
yeah. I think that's an argument. I don't think it's like the sole factor, but I think it's a
Yeah.
good argument.
Ooh, that's
Yeah.
good.
Okay. Gotcha.
I gotta read that comic y'all talking about when it comes to the correlating to the movies. I gotta read that.
Yeah, there's a Toby one too.
Oh, for
Andrews.
real, Toby one? I
Yeah,
gotta
there's a
read it.
Toby one.
So does it like take place after the movie?
I think from what I
I think
remember, it's the one centered around the first film, I believe. I
So
think
is it like a pre? Is it like a pre? What do you call it?
I,
Like before, but like before, does it take place after like Norman's death and all that, or before Norman's death?
I really, it's been a while. It's been a while.
Okay, yeah, that's valid. I just have to look around for it, copy it, and then see.
It should be on Marvel Unlimited if you have the app.
Oh yeah, I have to look it out. I have to look that up then, most definitely, because I got to read that.
So with all this in mind, when it comes to the death battle, if it was Toby versus Andrew, it could go either way, and that solely depends on if Toby gets a few good shots on Andrew, then that basically sets up Toby winning because those few shots can really pack a punch, and Andrew's basically out from there because Toby will just wail on him until the end.
And
But
correct me
if
if I'm wrong.
Andrew, yeah,
Cinema fans like they are bloodlusted, right?
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah. So those punches are gonna hurt. Yeah, those
yeah,
are
those
gonna.
punches are definitely gonna hurt. But then, like we all said, Toby has the most durability, while Andrew does have the most endurance. He has the most agility and everything. So if he is able to avoid Toby's punches and webs, which I'm pretty sure he will avoid the webs because I don't think the webs are faster than Electro's lightning. Uh, as long as he can last long enough to where Toby starts to slow down and get tired, I think that's the only time Andrew will win. And then when it comes to Tom, to be honest, I haven't really seen him in the same manner as Toby and Andrew because I really think the Stark Tech did affect him honing in on his absolute peak potential when it comes to his abilities.
I would love
so.
to
I
see.
know this
So,
is
I would
well, I
love
have
to
a question.
see after
Oh,
his
I
next.
was
go ahead,
I
Cinema
would love
fans.
to see. I would love to see this debate when his next trilogy comes around. I would love to see
Facts.
this debate.
No, I ain't gonna lie. This is like I'm just gonna sit there and maybe wrong, but I'm gonna make a prediction. His when Tom's next trilogy come out, people gonna change their opinion.
so mostly with Andrew versus the Lizard. I'm not gonna lie. You know, we far off topic. My bad. But I noticed like that webbing didn't do much. Like I now just noticed that shit.
Well, a lot of the webbing is based off Oscorp. So I mean, he really didn't.
No, like he pinned him down for like maybe just 2 seconds, and then Liz was like, "Get this shit off me," and then he just went
And,
after the
and
people.
I have a quick question about Tom. So when we bring up another Stark suit, what like because it's been a minute since I watched Tom's trilogy. So what did the Stark Tech do? I mean, what did the Stark suit do like other than give him extra webs and like extra tech? Did it like it didn't boost his like strength, speed or nothing like that, right? Or durability, right?
I feel like
Except for the
okay,
iron spot. The iron suit boosted his durability. I know that. But
if
like
you
I'm talking about
go
the other suits.
if you go okay, Homecoming, I would say is heavily Stark Tech use. Everything he does is through the minus the end fight. But when it comes to Far From Home, I would say yes, he uses Stark Tech as well. I really kind of like who was saying it, Hannes, I think. Hannes, I think No Way Home is purely where we can say when he, besides the whole Doc Ock fight between them two. Besides that, I think it comes. I think it was solely just Peter and his intelligence and him
No,
swinging and doing
yeah,
what.
no, I'm asking. I'm saying what did like no, like we're not gonna talk about the Iron Spider suit
What
because we
did the
already know
suit
it boosted his
provide? You're
durability.
asking what the
Like
suit provided for him.
yeah, like what does it provide for him other than the tech? Like what else does it?
It's
It don't
it's
make
like it's like armored padding. It doesn't increase his durability per se, but he's resistant to things like fire. Because if you remember in Far From Home, when he was getting burned, like it got put out relatively easily without hurting Tom himself. So
okay.
it's more just like a fireman suit in that sense, I guess.
Oh
Well, it's
yeah, so
like
but like, other than that, it's not making him stronger, faster. It's not doing that.
No.
I
Okay,
mean,
all right,
no,
if
but
I'm not
what
mistaken,
it
if I'm not
does.
mistaken, didn't it lens like you guys like give him like little calculations or whatnot sometimes?
Yeah, it gives them calculations. It gives them like a map view. It
Oh
basically
yeah,
acts as
Friday
a
because of Friday.
communication device. I think it's also thermal heated and cold. And along with that, all of the webbing abilities all come from the suit also.
I think also beside, I think he also relies on what the because you look at the fairy sequence is that he didn't know how to where he didn't because I think it was Karen. I think what he called it.
Not Karen, you mean Karen.
Yeah, she was telling him where to put the webs at when he was trying to reattach it together, how many were on the boat and everything else. That's when also because again Tom has that intelligence to prep himself and get ready for a fight, but when it came to the suit, it really gave him the padding to be like, oh, I
Yeah.
can take it easy. I don't have to use my full intelligence or whatnot.
So like, would y'all say that Tom is the best strategist, or like would y'all be like, nah, it's not the best strategist?
Yes, because granted, I think if Tom, I don't know, because if we're using, um, what's it call it? If we're using experience, then maybe Toby and Tom as well. But when it comes to which I think Wakanda was mentioning earlier, is that the only thing Tom has when it comes to more goes above them is that he's worked with the team, he's worked with multiple foes, so I think that might give him the upper hand. But I think also Andrew and Tom do have, I don't know, it's
Yeah, no, 'cause, like, I mean, like we've seen. Oh my bad. Go ahead, Abyss.
I was gonna say the suit is his base suit, right? So Karen is involved in that. So you can argue that yes, that's part of his battle IQ, and that would make him an elite strategist. Just in terms of a battle with these two Spider-Men, I don't think it's gonna really matter.
Yeah, no, yeah, I'm not saying it's matter. I'm not saying it's matter. I'm just asking. But I do like I have one more. I have like a one more question too. Like, sorry to overload y'all with questions, but because like because he has the Stark Tech and it strengthens his web. Like, there's like do we know how strong his webs is?
um well,
I mean, I'm sure you could do some calcs from the fairy feat, but compared to the other
Must
two, I wouldn't say
like
it's as strong.
I'd
must
say
say
it's
like could you argue that it's as strong? Not stronger, but as strong as Andrews or nah? Could you argue that or like nah?
Yeah,
mm,
Because I'm saying like I think Toby has the strongest webs. I think he has the strongest webs.
yeah, because the thing that I would say with Toby is that the whole train thing is that yeah first it didn't work, but the second time it did. Um,
We can bring up the what's it called it part 2 in Spider-Man 3. Wait, no, because he didn't have the suit in the end fight when he was fighting Venom and stuff. His when he was using his webs to what was he doing? I gotta rewatch that movie. I know he was doing something with his webs.
yeah,
And then we can even use that. We can use that one feat when he was holding. He was holding the. Wait, did he use his webs when he was holding the holding those kids in those little cart thing and then holding Mary Jane? Was he using the web
yeah.
there?
His webs were supporting it, but it was his strength that was keeping it up.
Oh, okay. So but
he was
did his webs
holding.
play a part?
Wait, which one are you talking about? The first movie?
Yeah, the first one.
No, he was holding the rope thing that was
Yeah, you're
attached.
right. You're right. You're right.
But the web was he was also using web to support himself to hold on to it. So
Yeah, I'm saying
because
like
you
yeah,
got to think that's
yeah. In
because
his other
I
hand.
guess yeah the web does work because you can use the web because the web is holding Spider-Man, MJ, and those kids while Green Goblin's going crazy back and forth trying to get him to die. So yeah, I guess you can say the webs as well because that the web is holding all three of them.
Yeah.
Was something
Oh,
was in that scene? One of them was snapping. What
like
was it? The fairy, the metal chain from the fairy, or was it his web?
Both.
it was the web.
Yeah.
no, it was his web started snapping. That's how he was right. He was Russian. But what's up, Lion? The fight is all three Spider-Man but their death battles. But I'm pretty sure currently we're just arguing. We're talking about Toby versus Andrew currently.
I'll tell you one thing. This is the most well breakdown to the bad death battle I've.
No, I'm not gonna lie, I do like this. Like I like how we're breaking it down and actually explaining like why we think what we think.
Yeah, I like it. It just goes to show how complex Spider-Man is as a character. Um,
Yeah.
and look, man, if I brought Miles Morales into this debate, whew.
It's crazy how
Okay.
nobody
Okay.
reps Tom.
Bro, okay,
I was
listen,
ripping
listen
Tom.
to this. I'm
I
not
was
gonna lie. Before I found out just like a bloodlusted death battle, I had Tom winning if it was just like a straight fight.
Hmm.
Because I thought Tom had. I do think Tom, because in his movies it's shown that he's a really strategist.
Wait, King and Queen's in this. What's up, King? So
Yeah.
basically, it's a death battle between all three: Toby, Andrew, and Tom. Basically, how Marvel will explain it. If you want to
Yeah.
join, I'm more than happy to bring you on to. So,
But
And
I'm
like
saying, like,
to
I'm
be
not.
honest,
Yeah.
like
Oh, go ahead, Hennessy.
oh, sorry, go ahead. Okay. To be honest, I would like to rep for Tom more, but it's just that since we are taking away the Stark Tech, I don't want to really put on like a debate of I know for sure he will do this because myself I haven't seen him do enough outside of the Stark Tech suit to be able to do anything.
And I got a question too, like for that. But so since like it's bloodlusted, we're taking out like in character, so that like we can say that they're gonna do stuff that they wouldn't do as a character, or like we're gonna keep in character but bloodlusted.
I don't think the two are like the same. If you're bloodlusted, you're not in character.
Oh, because I'm saying like if we're doing a bloodlusted fight, like could we not like if we gave Tom the Stark suit, could we bring up the fact that he has instant kill?
Yes.
Yeah,
And but like would that be like arguable, his instant kill?
yeah, because I think all it'll take is just like subduing or like just
Yeah.
grabbing,
And
like
even if we, yeah,
immobilizing one limb, and then there it is.
I'm not even talking the Iron. I'm talking about the Homecoming suit, not the Iron Spider, because the Homecoming suit has instant kill too. It just didn't give him the arms. So what do y'all like? What could like? We can't really like. How could we argue that if we don't know what it like? What would it make his punches stronger or something like that? Or we don't know because it hasn't been
I
shown.
don't think it will enhance his strength because we did see Ned turn it inside out to get into the coating of it, and it's literally just like fabric and wires and everything, and like the thermal padding. Uh, it would probably just deal with the webs, probably making the webs more lethal. However, Tony would have programmed it.
It's
Yeah.
probably just gonna give him like battle tactics to kill the opponent the most efficient way.
Because I know like we know obviously in Endgame when it was his Iron Spider suit, it gave him the arms, but when they're like we don't know what it was gonna do for him with the Stark suit, the Homecoming suit.
Do we know who's the fastest?
Yeah,
I think we agreed on
Who?
Andrew.
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 Oh yeah, with the electro and lightning stuff. Yeah, that was crazy.
But
But
okay,
Tom
so
does
do
have
we
some.
ever find out? Oh wait, my bad, I cut you off.
But what's the name? I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's something. There's pretty good MCU speed feats. I don't know how I'd get like Spider-Man, like Tom there, but I know he's faster than Toby. With like that thing that he did with who was it? What was Mysterio? I think that's his name. I'm sick
Would
right
that
now, but
would
yeah,
that be a
what
speed
was his
feat?
name? Yeah, I mean when he was blind, well, he couldn't see and he dodged like
Yeah,
multiple
yeah.
drones shooting
Oh
at
yeah.
him, and it was
True.
20, it was like 30, like 100, all shooting at him. He weaved all of those
No, that's true.
like
He did take them
without
down.
even being able to see. Like he said, so, like coming out. Imagine what he could do if he could instead see. But
True.
I don't know. Shit.
I would
I
say
don't think
like
I can get.
I would agree that Tobey Maguire doesn't have a lot of speed feats. He doesn't really have a lot of speed feats.
Yeah.
I mean, like he has good like
Yeah.
wait. So him dodging stuff would be in the reaction speed category, right?
Yes.
Okay,
It
so I
depends
mean,
on
like
the feed, really.
I mean, like
Whoa,
he
it's
has
not
good
universal. It
reaction
depends on
speed.
the.
I
Yeah,
would
but
say
it's in
yeah.
the
I would say
level.
that. Yeah, I would say that Toby has good reaction speed because he does have good reaction speed feats. We can bring up the time. Well, we could bring up the time with the first movie with the glider. He was easily reacting to. Well, we don't know how. I don't know. We don't know how fast Otto Octavius, Doctor Doc Ock was.
How
He
fast
was
is
easily
Iron
dodging
Man's?
Doc.
Sorry to cut you.
Now you good.
How fast is Iron Man's blast? If those
Whose?
are light
You
speed,
said wait.
then I guess you can get Iron Man, like the blast that he shoots.
Oh, yeah. I'm actually
How
pretty
fast
sure
are
those
they?
are stated to be light speed in like a novel or something.
Okay.
Oh,
So,
okay. This is crazy then. So now it's Toby's out the way. Now it's between Andrew and Tom,
but
but they
no,
were
no, I
performing
wouldn't say
relative to each
that.
other in the movies.
I wouldn't say Toby out the
They
way.
were performing
No,
relative to each other in the movies, though.
no, yeah.
Yeah,
Wait,
they
wait,
were.
wait.
I mean, they were.
Why would
Yeah,
that
I don't
increase
know. This is hard.
Tom's?
I
Why
think this
would
is
that
based
increase
on.
Tom's
You can't
speed?
even argue like strength of speed. That's pointless. To be
No,
honest,
my question.
I think
Yeah,
like what you should argue here is like who's the smartest, who like
no, wait,
what
hold on,
hacks. I think you have to go hacks
hold
with
on
them.
real fast. Slow down real fast, cause like I have a question. Like a bitch just said, wait, why would that increase? Like, why would that increase Tom's speed? Just cause Tony's thing was like
Because
speed.
okay, so basically, Tom, he has a feat on Thanos where he was fighting him, and Thanos has shown multiple
Oh
times he was able
no,
to block and react to
Lord.
like Iron Man beams and stuff. So like I think he'd scale to that
okay,
like reaction speed. And
okay,
he was
okay. So when
I
we
don't I
listen,
don't
so no,
think that's fair because Thanos
when
was
we
literally held down and he was also
yep.
Mantis was messing with
no
his mind
before
too.
before he
Tom
was
never.
held down.
Oh, yo, so wait, hold on, wait. So hold on a bit. So let me cover this. You're a pro, bitch. Let the newbie cover it. So,
Damn.
I
so,
knew this was coming, bro. I knew this was coming.
so.
Too.
No, I'm joking. I'm joking. A bitch, no, I'm joking. So,
No, you good,
we're
you
not.
good.
Yeah, what's
So,
up?
yeah, to talk about the Thanos feat. So you talk about the one when he said magic and magic with a kick.
I don't
When he
remember the
was
exact
when he
scene.
got Strange.
Is there a scene? No, no, no. Is there a scene where Tom is like kind of like fighting Thanos, like he was just letting hits on
Yeah,
him without like
I
portal
I know
stuff?
what you're
Was there a
talking about.
scene in that?
Yeah, it was a
Even though
scene where
I can still
Doctor
scale his
Strange.
combat speed there though.
It was a straight, but like hold on real fast. So
Yeah.
during that time when when he was getting teleported by Doctor Strange to kick him, those punches and kicks were doing nothing to Thanos, and when Thanos got to him, he literally grabbed his neck and slammed him on the ground.
Yeah. Okay,
Like
so that just proves that they're relative.
what?
Well, that would be Thanos is stronger, but they're relative in like reaction and combat speed.
How? When that's not
Because Tom
Tom's
was able to land
that's
multiple blows and like
that's
weave getting captured, but Thanos
but
waited his time.
no
Just the fact of him
no
going, whoa,
No, that's the thing though. He didn't he that's not his pure speed. He was getting teleported to hit him. That wasn't him like, running up, punching and kicking him. He got teleported by Doctor Strange. He was mixing him
Facts.
up. And once Thanos noticed that pattern, he just grabbed his neck and slammed him on the ground.
Facts.
So, oh my God, I wouldn't go
hey,
down that
whoa,
route.
whoa, 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 whoa. Yes, he was being teleported, but he still he still needed the raw combat and reaction speed to weave and evade and land blows on Thanos. Like it
He
doesn't
did, but
matter. Like you
So I
teleport,
think
that's the
so
thing.
it
I
was
But
think
still
you're
skill there.
you're
He wasn't fighting back until he grabbed his neck. Thanos was just he literally
Because he was
standing there
trying to
just
catch
looking.
him, he obviously wasn't. He was obviously getting outpaced by Spider-Man at that moment.
no. So
But he was
this
just
is what
waiting
we're
But
till
trying to
he
tell
could
you.
catch
He
him.
didn't get outpaced because Thanos literally couldn't move. He was being held down.
that's what I'm saying. Like he was
He was
standing
being
there.
held. He was being held down when Tom was being teleported and
Yes.
stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Then no, it would have scaled. Then I guess I could go off Hulk.
And
Anybody
then
who
no,
like
and then
who
to
can
address
fight
the other
against the
thing you
Hulk.
said about Thanos and Iron Man, the thing is it's not the same thing because the thing that's said to be light speed, which again I'm pretty sure we can argue it for here, but we'd have to fact check it. It's his basic repulsor blast. It's the thing that he first shown in Iron Man 1, where it's not a projectile,
Yeah.
it's a blast. The thing he used against Thanos was a beam motion, where if he's using maximum output in his newest suit. So we can't really say it's the exact same thing because we see it's a beam
Wouldn't
rather
we
than
assume that it's stronger if it's a highly more advanced thing? Like, why would he? I just don't think it would be logically make sense if he have something slower.
because
Like, why would we assume that it'd be slower?
the way that you'd say it would be light speed is arguing that it's photonic, therefore it wouldn't have mass, from
That
the
no no
original
no no no
repulsor
no no
blast.
no.
The
You don't have to be photonic to be light speed.
I know. What I'm saying is the reason why the repulsor would be is because it's based on photonic light.
Oh,
So the repulsor blast having more
only
energy
God
and
can
it being
improve
a
that.
beam rather than a full blast and having and like it showing to have physical travel time,
Can I have a
it would be it's showing that it has different properties per se.
I mean, everything can
I have
be
a
shown to
question
have
against it.
visible
Has it ever
travel
been
time.
like,
That doesn't necessarily not mean it's light speed. Like, what do you have to say? What do you have that's concrete, really, to say
Oh no, no. So
otherwise?
what I'm saying is, I'm not saying because it has
Like the
travel time, it
contradiction.
can't be light speed. What I'm saying is because it's a beam that shows to have travel time, it has different properties to the original repulsor blast, which is what is stated to be light speed due to it being photonic. Therefore,
Why?
because it has different properties, we can't
Okay.
automatically say it's equivalent
How do we know that though?
because it's
How do
shown to
we
have
know that?
different properties.
Like what?
It's a beam rather than a
Like what
blast,
properties are
and it
different?
has travel time.
Hold on. How about we just ask Tony? No, never
Okay.
mind. He's not here.
So having
Always.
travel time doesn't negate something being light speed.
No,
Just
okay,
because it's
so
shown to
okay,
move
But
that,
how
that
does
could
he
just
have
be an
let me
visible
clarify
animation
then.
as
choice.
Spider-Man though?
Let me reiterate, and I'll be more clear. What we're basing it off of in the Thanos fight to be light speed is that it's equivalent to something else that Tony has shown, which is stated to be light speed. In order to say this new
Yeah.
thing, which is shown to have different properties, is equivalent to the previous thing, which we're basing it off of, we need to prove that both things are equivalent. And the thing is, because they have different properties, it's impossible for us to prove that it's equivalent.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay, but how is
and I have a, has there
related?
ever, like, has anybody ever proved how fast Electro's lightning was in Phase 2?
I
I
don't
mean, if
know.
you the
We just
cow
assume
like
base lightning speed.
it's inconsistent. You'd assume based off it being electricity, it would move at the speed of electricity. But the thing is, in the scene in Times Square, like the way it's visually shown makes it a lot slower than what it should be.
Yeah, it makes it look very slow. But that's probably
Oh, so, so,
what
so
if
like,
that's like trying to show Spider-Man's perspective of it, like how fast his perception is.
Exactly. You'd argue perception or
Oh,
inconsistency.
that is. Oh yeah, that I mean that probably work. Yeah.
But wasn't in that moment he was just coming into being Electro? Like yes, obviously he was already Electro at that moment, but he wasn't understanding his powers until he got
yeah,
pissed off and then
Well, still,
raised.
I mean, he's just shooting it out. It's not as if he's controlling everywhere it goes. It's not as if like he's manipulating it to go an inch. Like he just shoots it out. And that scene where like he
Facts.
did all that things with the webs and stuff like that. That's a crazy feat. I'm not gonna lie. Still gets bodied by Naruto, but like that's a crazy feat though.
You lucky King Line wasn't in this live stream. Oh my goodness.
that's an anime character. Of course, I'd be like,
Well,
but Rich, like,
at
could
the
you
end of the
explain like
day,
the whole
though,
AP equals
at the end of the day, though,
Oh wait, go ahead.
at the end of the day, though, Tom bodies everyone because he's got prep time. That's all good.
Bro, he don't got no prep time, bro. Chill with the prep time, homie.
I think Iron Man go pull up
Now this is a good
For
line.
Tom.
Marvel God, what were you saying
But hold on,
earlier?
wait. So I was saying, like, could you like explain? Because remember how you was like, in the comments you had said, like, durability was equal in the AP. Could you explain that? Because like I was lost
Oh
there.
no, yeah, I was wrong on that. I got it mixed up. AP
Oh,
is equivalent to durability. It's not vice versa.
oh, okay. Because I was like just confused. But I'm glad like you
Yeah,
was like letting me
As
know.
soon
Thank
as
you.
Key said it out loud, I realized that I was dumb.
Yeah, it'd be like that. We all have those moments.
Okay,
No, but
well,
hey, cinema fans, I really like what you did with this live. Like, this is really good.
man, I'm trying to get this thing started, doing it every weekend, doing something different. I really
I
wanted to
think
do
Core.
trials, to be honest with
I
you.
think Core from Avatar next this whole list.
Man, don't even get me started with that Avatar debate now. Come on now, dude. Are we
Come
talking
I
about
mean,
on.
like,
Spider Man?
hold on, wait. If you really want to do that, like, why don't like next weekend? If like you want to though, like you take like we could just talk about the anime character, but don't do Goku because that get heated. Don't do Goku.
Oh no, I
I
don't
want
even
my
like
thing
those.
I love Dragon Ball. That's my favorite. That's my favorite.
I'll tell you what. I'll tell
Don't
you
bring it
what.
up.
If y'all can manage to get King Lion onto my live stream, I'll put Goku in this thing.
Oh no, I
Wait,
don't even like
wait.
King.
I'll bring your most anime content creator and then bring King Lion to the live stream. I would love to see that.
That'll probably
Pretty
be
sure Lion
sick.
has beef with every
That'd be
anime
crazy.
content creator. Not gonna lie.
Well, to be fair,
No,
they
no, no, no. He has anime content creators as homies. One of his homies, one of the homies like King Lion was on live with once. He got his own manga made. Like he's making his own
Oh,
manga.
W.
That junk
That's
fire,
sick.
bro.
That's
Yeah,
sick.
his artwork, bro. Like his artwork is fire, bro. I forgot his account name, bro. But yo, his manga, bro. His artwork, that junk is crispy.
All right, so to round it up, basically, where we agree when it comes to all three fighting each other, who would win the fight? Who would come out at the end?
My opinion, I'm gonna have to go with Toby.
Okay.
What's that?
Specifically because I think Toby is durable enough to like take hits from Andrew and be able to stay in that fight long enough to tag him. And this is the thing, like Andrew, he has good durability. Like, yes, I don't think he's as good as Tom's because
Wait. Did we go over durability between the two? Did I just miss that?
no, wait, no. Matter of fact, we didn't even go over that. We were just saying actually let's go over that category.
I think actually Andrew's more durable, to be honest.
You
Because
sure?
Why would you say
Because
that?
in the Amazing Spider-Man 1, like I'm pretty sure he got scratched by the lizard and he was kind of just like limping, holding his side for like the rest of it.
this is
And
why
then
I
with
uh, this is why I said earlier that I think we should use No Way Home because it's better versions of themselves.
I
Because
agree.
the reason why I say that is because we can agree that Electro was amped with the arc reactor, so he'd be stronger than what he was in TASM. And when Electro was holding both Toby and Andrew, with his electricity blast, which again was amped with the arc reactor,
Yep.
Andrew is shown to like he's struggling, but he's barely struggling compared to Toby, who's like screaming out in pain.
well, that's because
I'm gonna have to rewatch that. Yeah, I
After
forgot
fighting
that part.
Electro,
I'm not gonna lie.
Andrew recreated the suit to be more. Uh, I forgot the word for it. Uh,
Electricity proof per se.
yeah, yeah.
What
Yeah,
what
oh,
what
he did do
wait,
that because
what
he's
what do we
seen
have
that.
to say that?
And Taz, he
Because
did it in Tasm too, right?
and Tasm too. After he fought him in Times Square, his web shooters got fried,
Yeah,
and
he used a better
Mm.
fabric.
So I don't think that's what happened. What I remember what happened was his web shooters got fried and he couldn't use it, and then he couldn't figure out a way to make it
It was
like
Gwen.
electroproof, and then Gwen taught him how to magnetize it last minute.
I was about to say that. Yeah, Gwen was because before he went off to go fight Electro again, literally Gwen brought him to a cop car, opened the hood, and basically it was basic science, pretty much.
Yeah. And I was saying like, but no, didn't he like use a better fabric for his suit after the first time they fought?
I
I
mean,
don't
his
think
suit.
so.
I mean, his suit,
Oh no,
even with,
I might be wrong. I might have to rewatch the movie. It's been
but
a while since
even,
I've seen all of them. So
but
yeah, I could definitely be wrong.
but even in the suit itself, even in Amazing Spider-Man 2, he still was taking licks from Electro and still getting up and still fighting. I mean, he literally, when he was tying that web up to shoot the electric back to Electro, I mean, he was getting shocked like hell. Like, and he still was going.
Yeah.
Like, so
And I
I
would
mean,
say that I would agree. And I mean,
You
like
can
it's not comparable.
if you calc it,
Oh,
you can argue that feat in TASM 2 to be above anything Toby's shown.
because what all has Toby has been through? Bombs, the little pumpkin ball, the bombs, Harry's, those blades. He was hitting like Toby has a lot of ability feats, but I mean, I don't know about the calculations part. I'm not good at math.
Toby's best Dura feat, in my opinion, would be the Spider-Man 3 one when Sandman was beating him with all those like the sand, the cinder
Oh
blocks,
yeah, the
the metal
fist.
pipes all
Yeah,
inside of him.
mhm.
he was taking that giant hammer, just slamming it on him.
Yep.
And then Harry came in and saved the day.
And I'm
Multiple
not gonna
hits
lie.
and just walked it off.
I'm
Mhm.
not gonna lie though. I do think if Harry didn't get there, Toby would have been dead. I'm not gonna lie
Nah, Toby's
because
him.
we
He would
see
have pulled it through. Toby's him.
because because we
Well,
seen, but not for in all honesty though, because we seen life like literally leaving his body. Like we seen him like because obviously he was held up stuck because what's his name was keeping him there, Venom. But we seen like he was literally like he was about to he was about to go he was about to die. Like we seen like the life was basically leaving his body, so he was laying there, and even everybody in New York was like, he's taking a bad beating. Like
nah,
everybody thought he was gonna die.
No, he was just taking a break. He was taking them Z's, and he got back up and started.
He was playing possum. You had to make him think he was going down.
He had a bathroom break.
No, he said a bathroom break. That's crazy.
But I would say I agree. I think Andrew is when it comes to durability. I think Andrew takes that a little bit. Um,
That's valid though.
I'm really trying to think about Tom though. What I could say for Tom, but I still think Andrew takes it.
Only thing for me with Tom, I think he can in my opinion, I think he can only take as a strategist. That's it. He's lacking compared to them to a strength, speed, durability, and agility. In my opinion,
I don't know
he's
about
lacking it.
hold on. The strength thing I might push back on just a bit because
I mean, like
he did that same thing from the comic panel. Can't remember the issue right now, but he did that in Homecoming where he lifted off the debris when Vulture tricked him and the whole thing fell on him. Then you had the fairy thing happen, and
no, but the thing with the fairy though, he was like that was about like he wasn't like strong enough to hold it because it was breaking. It wasn't until Tony came in there and used his other small little robots to help him out.
yeah, but he was also holding on to that thing in in Italy. What was that
Someone with the
building?
elevator. I mean, like that's like, but like, don't Andrew and Tom have better strength feats? I mean, like, isn't that fairy feat? Isn't the whole fairy feat with not fairy, but the whole cart feat with Toby? Isn't that better than that elevator feat? Would that be like a better strength feat?
I don't think lifting strength really matters in a fight if they can punch harder than what they can lift.
I mean, let's be honest here. I mean, we really don't know. I mean,
because I
just
mean, like, we can
basic
say
comic book knowledge, like Spider-Man is always holding back, so we really truly don't know their true
I mean, yeah, they're holding
strength.
back too. Yeah, I mean, I would hope that the people would make the characters look like they're holding back. Because that's them going all out. Then I'm disappointed because I love Spider-Man. That's my favorite superhero.
Well, you have moments like Spider-Man doesn't hold back on everybody. Like for example, like he
Oh yeah,
knows
of
like
course.
Wolverine can take it, so he tries
Facts. Yeah,
against
certain people he
Wolverine.
can go all out on.
I mean, he sent Grey Hawk to the moon, so I mean,
Blue Marvel did that too.
yep. Well, Blue Marvel is just a whole nother beast, to be honest with
Nah,
you.
for real. No, what I was saying though, like, what was I about to say? Dang, I forgot it. But it was like when it comes down to like the strength, like like I think Toby would be the strongest one because no, I know what I'm about to say. Because to say that I feel like when it comes to those two, Tom is lacking, and I have the reason why. If since we want to we can't use No Way Home, right?
Um,
I don't think. Wait,
Because
Toby doesn't have lifting strength feats in No Way Home.
no, I'm not talking about lifting. I'm talking about
Like
like just
AP.
like pure, like yeah, like attack potency. I think
Yeah,
like yeah.
use No Way Home. It's a
Okay,
better
so let me
version
use
of
No Way
Toby.
Home. So a blood, and we do know this. He was bloodlusted and wanted to kill Norman. Like he wanted to kill Norman, right?
Yep.
He took his glider and tried to slam it on him. So he tried to slam it on Norman. Toby stopped it. And we can't say that, Tom seen Toby and tried to stop. He didn't. He looked, because we seen it in the scene. It switched to Tom's face. He looked at Toby, got mad again, and tried to push it down. And then it switched back to Toby again, and he's still, not Toby twice, but Tom. And then we switched back to Toby, and he's stopping him. He's not, he's like, he wasn't strong enough to push that glider down past Toby.
I would, but my thing is, if that's the case, then basically Tom should have basically pushed Toby out of the way at that moment, but he didn't. And
If you're bloodlusted, you're not like nobody's gonna be like logical when they're bloodlusted. Like no, like if I'm mad at you and like I want like let's say like I want like let's say like just like random just like synopsis or not synopsis but like a random just thing. Like say I want to hurt you and like I'm just swinging at you and I can easily like kick you out the way and then start jumping on you. I'm not gonna do that because I'm like I'm blinded by my rage. I'm like that's not gonna be my logical thinking is not like what happens when people are like quote unquote bloodlusted or like angry. That's just not what happens.
is it really bloodlusted or angry though? That's my thing.
No, he wanted to kill him. There's evidence to back up that he wanted to kill him. He even says himself. One, we can take a statement out. He literally says, "I want to kill you myself." Two, we can take out the 2 feats. One where he jumped up pulled the web down and punched the metal where Norman was at so hard that it put a whole dent in the metal. And I can argue this that if he wasn't moved out the way, he probably would have died. It was good talking to you, Abyss.
Yeah, I agree. So
Nah,
I
but
think at the end of it all, I think we all agree. I think ultimately Toby comes out the top.
yeah, I agree. And cinema fans, like, I really, like, bro, I can't, like, one, thank you for having me up here. Two, thank you for even doing this, because this was, like, great to interact with all the people. Like, I like how you're trying to bring unity to the whole movie talk, comic talk, bringing it all. I really like what you're doing with it.
I'm really trying, bro. Don't believe me, I'm trying.
Yeah,
I'm
I
trying.
really like it.
But I think I really next time if we have this debate again, I really want to bring Miles into the debate because I think that would be an interesting debate.
I'm not gonna lie. I think me personally, I think Miles could beat Tom and probably Andrew.
Me personally, I think when it comes to Miles, if now what Miles we talking about? We talking about comic book or a movie version?
Let's use Spider Verse, because if we use comic version currently, that man would murder every single one of them.
Yeah, I was about to say because current Miles got don't. I read
Yeah,
every
he
single
ain't
issue.
about
I
to,
know.
he got that dog in him.
Yeah, but yeah. When it comes to the movie version, but even the movie version, bro, like
X, bro.
he's getting there. I would love to see what happens in the third film, but when he
Yo,
takes
this third one gonna be fire, bro. It comes out next year, right?
not even well, their strike, and also they're not even
Oh
done with it.
yeah.
So
The thing is, even before the strike and everything, like right when the movie came out, and they're like, "Oh, the next one's coming next year." Like the animators were like, "What are they talking about? We have not even started. Like we haven't even touched that yet."
right,
Dang.
I'm
But I mean, I gotta go. It was good talking to y'all. Thank you for having me up here, cinema fans.
I appreciate you.
It was good talking to y'all. Y'all have a good rest of your night.
You too.
You do, bro.
I guess we all agree that Toby wins. I guess.
Yeah.
But man, it was nice having this debate. I think next time, I don't know if it's going to be the next podcast episode, but I would love to do a Miles versus all three. But yeah, but thank you for joining the live stream. I appreciate everyone here. I didn't know this was going to be a full on debate like this, but and a nice little King Lion cameo too. Man, I wish I caught that when I saw it didn't happen, bro. I'm so mad at myself. But anyway, yeah, but thank you. I appreciate you, and I appreciate everyone on the live that came in and everyone that interacted and everything, gave a good debate. I think we all agreed that Toby comes out in the end. And yeah, so anything you want to give in last?
No, not really. I'm just happy I could come on. Finally have a topic I could weigh in on that I felt confident that I was knowledgeable on.
Well, I'm glad you got to do that, but I appreciate everyone here, and I will see y'all next time. So, yeah, and go read some comics, guys. Come on now, go read some comics. But I'll see y'all later.
Catch you later, man.